It's not a tumor. It's time for MNC Mornings.
At least we hope it's not a tumor. But we
So true.
yeah. Welcome to MNC Mornings. It is Sunday, July 2nd, 2017. It is 4th of July weekend. We hopefully you guys are all doing great and having a fantastic weekend, cooking out, drinking beers. I know Mooch and J-Dubs were both drinking a lot of beers last night. How you doing, Mooch?
I'll tell you, boy. It is 4th of July weekend, right? So, I mean, it's the American dream. You hamburgers, hot dogs, hear sparklers and fireworks in the background. So, yeah, beer goes with that, man. It was a good time. But, yeah, no, feeling refreshed, ready to go. And this show's going to be action-packed. So much news to cover, crap. So much going on. Even this morning, Sunday morning, filtering through Twitter is just ridiculous amounts of stuff coming through the feed. So I'm looking forward to getting today started, brother.
Yeah, it's everything's like kind of falling into place. There is a lot of breaking news and things like that. A lot of stuff to talk about, as always, within the gaming world. J-Dubs, how you doing, man? Are you a little bit hungover?
I think we were discussing this earlier before in the pre-show that, my age has gotten to me, so I've been trying to take it a little more easy when it comes to the drinking, and I'm not the type of guy who can drink a dozen beer and function the next day, so I took it quite easy last night, came home, played a few video games, and then hit the sack, but this morning was very, very difficult to get up. I almost wish that I had one of those Pee Wee Herman pull the lever, get out of bed, and make my breakfast buttons, but I didn't have one, so I had to get up early to do some prep for the show. But every Sunday is MNC Mornings, and I look forward to it.
Yeah, you know what I'm noticing now is that because I have a secondary YouTube account, and so when you sent me the new icon to switch it over, I might have switched over the secondary account because I'm noticing I'm the only asshole with a gray logo behind me. Like, I don't think it looks terrible, but your guys is all blend in perfectly and mine doesn't. It was taking forever. I thought something was wrong with my internet. I don't know, but yeah, I'm glad that everybody's doing good, and hopefully you guys are all having a fantastic weekend. Thank you guys all for joining us and stuff like that. If you want to crank that like button. I want to talk a little bit about a video I did last night. It was about 1 a.m. Some crapaholics messaged me, and they're like, crap, Sony is using the Anthem gameplay from their E3 presentation, which is confirmed to be Xbox One X real-time footage, as per EA and Digital Foundry confirmed that.
Right.
And crapaholics noticed that the same exact demo was uploaded onto the PlayStation YouTube, and if you go frame by frame, you can see that they remove the Xbox One buttons and put PlayStation buttons in, but they didn't remove them totally. It was a bad job of editing. So you can still see them. And they screen capped where in between, where half of it's, you can still see the Xbox logos, and then you start to see the PlayStation logos come in. So I was like, you know what? I got sent messages by probably 10 crapaholics. One person in particular gave me this whole rundown that if you stop it at this time, freeze frame it, and this. And I put that on the video description so people could do it. And I was like, it's funny. Here's the thing. I don't really care that this happened. This is the problem that I have with it. When the developer of The Witcher 3 sent Microsoft PC footage for their YouTube video and it got uploaded, how many journalists ran with it? How many people said Microsoft was evil, Microsoft was shady, they shouldn't have done it, it was misleading, right? You remember that. You have to, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. So how come that, which was an honest mistake, is shady, but Sony doing it, nobody's mentioned it? I'm like the first person to mention it. And apparently this is something that some people have known about for a little bit. I don't know how long the video's been up, but it couldn't have been that long. I just think that it's really interesting that nobody cares. Nobody cares.
It's funny, the crap. I hate to interrupt you, but you got to look at the chat. The chat's nailing it here. That's so Sony.
That is so Sony.
Right? I mean, let's think about it. This is what we've been saying for such a long time. It's not necessarily that things in life aren't always right or wrong. That's right or wrong, people. No, it's not always that. But there's something called shady as hell. Yeah. And you know what I mean? If Sony ever wants to rebrand, they can be shady. There's something about the way that Sony does business. It's the way that they have their cardboard cutouts at GameStop, right? That's like exclusive Battlefront 2. But meanwhile, underneath it says,
and
you
like
know,
little tiny,
map-
yeah, and little tiny letters where you got to need a monocle to read it.
yeah. Get Luke's fucking lightsaber in green.
Yeah,
and, or get it in blue. And these are the shady things that nobody who's a casual or even a hardcore gamer who's stopping, pulling out their monocle and reading the fine print at a GameStop cardboard cutout. Nobody's doing this. And it's just shady behavior. And I like how when me and you, Jay, and there's a good group of people that are starting to call out these things. You know, other people that are on Twitter, some are Xbox guys, some aren't. They're like, how dare you guys bring that up? What's wrong with you? Leave Sony alone. And I'm like, what?
They're so angry. It's like they get caught doing something, right? And so now they're like trying to go, oh, but Metro, like this dude in the chat, Metro was on PC. Well, they've already said that it was Metro. You know, they already said that, you know?
Right.
But the Metro devs have already said also that it'll be 4K on the native 4K on the Xbox One X. So I think that's the big difference. Like the whole PC stuff is so passe anyway, because a lot of these games are running on either dev kits, which are more powerful than the actual consoles, or PC anyway for the most part. But the fact that Anthem was confirmed by Digital Foundry and EA to be running on an Xbox One X real time, that says it all. And now that same exact demo is on the PlayStation YouTube, which to me is weird because it's making it look like that game's going to look that good on the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 4 Pro, and it's not. Like, no matter what happens, it's always going to run and look better on the Xbox One X unless they totally decide not to do anything else. And then just by default, because it's more powerful, it's going to run better. You know, it's going to run better, have a steadier frame rate and all those kind of things. So I think that this is something that's going on a lot. I was wondering, I like being kind of the people's hammer, I guess. I thought that this whole biasness was over, and I've kind of mentioned this and gone off on it a couple times. I thought it was over, you know, but people are treating the Xbox One X worse than they did the original Xbox when it launched, right? Like, I didn't think that shit would happen, but it's happening. Unfortunately, we have the media bias. We have, you know, you're forced to download 4K assets, right? And then let's go ahead and call out Microsoft for 4K, but then let's go ahead and upload some Crash Bandicoot footage and say it's 4K 60 FPS, despite it tapping out at 1440 30. You know, then I call that out and they change it. You know, you can't make this stuff up. It's absolutely ridiculous, and people wonder why we do what we do, why we complain about it. Hey, this is why we complain about it. If you guys have something to say about it, Skype us, MC Space Mornings.
Absolutely.
Let's hear what you guys have to say, because I'm always curious to hear what you guys have to say. And also,
go ahead.
I just
oh wow!
I wanted to point out when you guys see the pony running across the screen, call in on Skype, you'll win an Xbox Live card, and there's a big sale going on, so you could get some good shit.
Yeah, you know, and then we're gonna take this call, Jay. While Jay's doing, but you know, this is a good point. Like, guys, I know a lot of people in the Xbox community are kind of like holding in a lot of anger. Like, call in, get it off your chest, see what's going on. There's a lot of stuff.
That's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
MNC Mornings, what's up?
Hey, good morning, Mooch, Crap, Jay, Dubs. It's me, Colin, Connor, Calvin, Conrad. Long-time caller, first-time listener. I just wanted to express my disgust this week for the fact that Xbox One X is going to force us to download these 4K patches. I think that's wrong and disgusting and anti-consumer. And I'm saying that as my PlayStation downloads a patch right now. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Okay, how about this? Let me tell you why power doesn't matter in 2017. Because back in 2013, there were no games available. That's why when I got my Xbox, I had Rise, Killer Instinct, and Sunset Overdrive. Ah, fuck. That argument doesn't work. All right, I'm trying to think. What is the media complaining about this week, guys? There's just so much out there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's got to be a reason to hate Xbox. There always is. I'll find it, and I'll call back next week to destroy Microsoft once again. All right. I'll talk to you guys as usual next week. Calvin, Connor, Conrad, Calvin, Colin, whatever my name is, out.
So great. Yeah. I love how he took a jab there, because I was always saying his name wrong. I was like, you know, Calvin's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then Jay 5 seconds later is like, it's Conrad.
Yeah. No, you had called him something else before.
I think it was. Colin.
Yeah.
Colin Coward. Conrad. It is Conrad, correct? Because now I'm really getting.
Yeah.
Colin.
It is Colin.
It is Colin.
we did it again. That's great.
Yeah, we thought.
I go. It is.
We thought it was Conrad.
I called him Conrad. That's great.
He's Conrad though, so
He is.
I mean.
Oh
yeah.
man, that's great. So whenever we're referring to him, he'll be Colin Conrad Galvin is something or another. It's so good.
And I thought that was hilarious though. He makes really great points. Like people go out of their way to find a lot of the negativity when it comes to Sony.
So true.
And I'm glad that people are starting to notice that. I'm glad that I was able to, and I took a break from doing stuff on the media and stuff because I got tired of it. And now I'm starting to do it again because people are starting to notice it and message me and send me what's going on. Right, so they're like, "Hey, crap! Look at this!" And now I get it all the time. And I must got 50 messages yesterday talking about this. And then the Crash Bandicoot stuff. I'm getting messages all the time from people. So people are waking up, and I think that's really, really important. Yeah. And I'm going to keep on doing that, man. I really appreciate the crapaholics out there taking the time out to investigate it and then hook me up with it. And I made sure to shout out the guy. I think his name was Julian, who actually sent me like the really detailed information about this stuff. So, it was cool to do a video about it, just getting it out there. Again, I personally don't really care what footage they use. The fact that everybody's so apathetic about it is what kind of pisses me off and bugs me. So, I'm a little bit confused by the reactions of people and things like that. But before we get any further, I know we have a lot of voicemails. So, J-Dubs, who do we got on deck?
We've got Zapped Havoc.
Is he a new caller?
Is this a new caller?
Yeah, he's a new caller.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Crap Gamer. Hi, Mooch. First time caller from the UK, Zach Havoc. I just wanted to ask a question about a podcast that was done a couple of weeks ago where it was either Mooch or Dealer were going on about how there was no first-party Microsoft game that would really show off the Xbox One X, or shall we just call it the X, apart from Forza, but that's just a car game and not for everyone. But I just wanted to mention that there will be a game, in my opinion, that will show off the X's power on launch, and it will be comparable to the PlayStation version, and that's going to be Battlefront 2. I think that's going to really, really show off how powerful this console really is. So, discuss. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the show. Cheers.
Well, so he's basically coming out and saying that he thinks that the Battlefront 2 will be the showcase for the Xbox One X. Is that what I'm picking up from that?
Yeah,
gentleman?
I think so. And I remember saying something like that as well, because that's going to be a game that's going to look really good, whether it be native 4K, which I believe it's going to be, but it's definitely going to be a 60 FPS game and 4K of some sorts on the Xbox One X, and possibly with the with those enhanced graphics and assets and things like that. So it's really going to be a graphical showpiece. I'm excited to see that. Obviously, somebody's pointing out how's Forza not the showcase. I think Forza is a showcase as well. I mean, that racing game is obviously something that's really going to showcase what the console can do. The good news is Microsoft has a lot of games to showcase their new hardware when it releases. Yeah. And when you look back at what the PS4 Pro did, when the PS4 Pro released with nothing,
right?
Like they had nothing to show off what it could do. At least Microsoft has, Crackdown 3. They have Super Lucky's Tale, 4K 60 FPS. Right. They have Forza Motorsport 7, 4K 60 FPS. Yeah. You have Crackdown 3. It's going to be 4K. That's only 30 FPS, but whatever. Can't
here's the thing, though. I typically, in all my conversations, podcasting, Twitter, I never really tip my hat too much to Forza 7. Let me explain why. You go to an Italian restaurant, somebody goes, well, the pizza's good. Well, no shit. But, how's the chicken parm? You know what I mean? How's the chicken franchise? How's the other stuff that's going on in that kitchen? I understand.
Who cares, man? The pizza's good.
Yeah, but you're not going to an fancy Italian restaurant to get a fucking pepperoni and sausage. You can have that delivered to your house. My point being is that, Forza, we know that's their pizza. Okay, they make good pizza. We got it. They make the best pizza, as a matter of fact. Done. But the thing is I want to see this graphical power not just show up in Forza 7 and then be lackluster in the others. That's why I think people are a little bit like on the fence here. I think Gamescom, Microsoft has to come out and go, okay, we showed you the hardware. Now look at this beast put out and show gameplay. Show people on stage playing the game on an Xbox One X. Show us Crackdown. Single player, multiplayer, whatever. Show us that. You know, we don't want to keep hearing this hearsay. Oh, I know somebody who knows somebody who sought out somebody who sat behind a closed door who knew someone behind the other door that played it. What? What does that mean? Like, I don't, you know, it's too much game of telephone here. Let's just put it out there. Play the game. Phil said it himself. Don't pre-order until you see the game. Yeah. Okay, so show the game. Let's see Crackdown. Let's see these games, and then we'll make our own educated decision from there. But listen, I have no doubt in my mind they're going to look fantastic. I mean, you don't have Phil and Aaron who are quite modest in the business. They don't come out bragging.
Phil's modest. I think Aaron is more.
Yeah.
He wants to put on the gladiator helmet and go to war, but Phil kind of reins him back a little bit.
Right, I agree. But I mean, you know, these guys are coming out and saying that. That's great that we have another caller. You know, I do believe that there's going to be something really, really impressive coming this fall.
Yeah, I agree 100%. MNC Mornings, what's up? How does this piss you off? Tell us.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Derek Griggity here.
Diggity.
Hey, man, I was noticing something about crap videos. You know, I've been down with crap since day one. I noticed like the last month or two, your videos, the likes and dislikes have been so much better than it used to be. I remember like 2014, 2015, like you would have like 150 likes and 300 dislikes. But I noticed that your videos, you know, is much better now. Why do you guys think that? And also one more thing before I go.
Question.
Why is it that PUBG and Super Lucky Tail are not being talked about? I think PUB being on the Xbox One exclusively this year or however long is a big deal. I'm not a PC guy, but everybody see how well the game's doing on PC. But no one's talking about that. The media's not talking about it. No one's talking about it. It's some absolute 100% grade A bullshit. So that's all I got, man. Peace out.
Good call, man. Always good to hear from Diggity, one of our Patreon supporters as well. Thank you so much for that. As far as the likes and dislikes thing, I think that the problem is one of the things that I took into what I do as far as things that aren't opinion pieces is I will always link in the description the source, and sometimes multiple sources, and sometimes I'll put the quotes from the people right in my videos as well. So you have to remember that people, they can not like what I'm saying, but if I have the source and I have the proof in the video itself and in the description, even if you don't like me, how can you dislike the video? You know. Yeah. Also, since the X is obviously been announced and we know it's coming this year, I think a lot of people are just understand that it's better. You know, there's not really going to be any debate about that, and people probably are starting to come to that realization. So, and also Diggity, I do agree. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is huge for Xbox. It's huge, and it's probably going to be exclusive on there for at least a year or more, because it's not even getting a full release. It's going to be a preview program release, and you have to remember that's the same way that Ark Survival Evolved released, and Sony doesn't have a preview program. So over 1 million people jumped on Ark when it first came out on Xbox One, remember? Even at a time when there wasn't a lot of Xbox Ones out there. Right. So I can imagine that PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds could do something like that. I can foresee that they're going to say, we got 2 million people on this. I can guarantee it. You know what I mean? It's going to be huge. It's going to blow up.
Yeah, that's something, and I think, you know, listen, Phil can say whatever. I think you're going to see a little bit of flip-flopping with Phil's words in the past year from what happens next year. I think you're going to see him lock a few things down, whether it be marketing rights or it be exclusive rights to certain things for a longer period of time. No, not Rise of the Tomb Raider type of stuff. But this PUBG thing, I think PUBG stays on Xbox for quite some time. Just because, listen, it's Mike Ibarra was up at 6 o'clock in the morning today. You know, it was 9 here. He's like, it says quickest streaming. And I didn't click it this time to see, but I'm assuming he's playing PUBG. And, you know, I mean, like, he's just really into it. And listen, you could say he just likes the game, but he is promoting it. And, you know, I mean, he's on that thing a lot. Yeah. I mean, a lot. And I just think Microsoft is really trying to say, we are trying to move towards PC gaming and Xbox One being one and the same. And in doing that, you've got to really make this bond with the PC gaming culture, right? And I mean, there's no better way to do that than to share games like that. And, you know, not necessarily crossplay, because I know Crap's going to go anti that, but I'm saying...
Well, look, here's the thing. I don't particularly care about crossplay as long as you have an option to not do that. Because, like, to be honest with you, it may be like, here's what I noticed about PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, right? I'm interested in playing that game. But you know what they do on the PC, no matter what your rig is? People have the option to turn down the foliage and the grass. So let's say you even have a really good rig. You can turn down the foliage and all that stuff, so you can see people hiding in the grass and things like that. It's basically cheating, you know? So if you're doing crossplay, even taking mouse and keyboard out, because apparently they would allow, aim assist with the controller, and they don't allow that with the mouse and keyboard, but like you'd need it with a mouse anyway. But so anyway, if you were to do a crossplay with that on the PC, they could turn down their foliage and see you easier because it removes trees and shit. So to me, it's like you have to really figure all that stuff out, plus the mouse and keyboard versus controller debate. You got all that stuff going on. I specifically would never play a shooter against mouse and keyboard or against PC. It's just not my thing. But some people like that, fine. Just keep it an option, and I'm good with it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. My whole point being, Crap, is that's a biggest fear that you've brought up many, many a times, is the whole keyboard and mouse versus the controller. I think that Mike, especially Mike being in charge of a lot of that and him playing a lot on PC, he's aware of what the pros and cons are. I really don't think they let a lot of that blending go on. I was shocked to see the blending that occurred in Gears of War. But I don't know if they've weeded that out now or what, but I don't see any more PC people when I play random. I don't see PC people show up in my lobby.
Yeah,
so.
You know what? Well, you can when you play Gears, you can definitely you could definitely play. You know, you don't have to play against them or whatever. And, you know, when we play private matches, we're like, hey, you're on PC, get the hell out of here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. So yeah, we definitely kind of piss them off a little bit or whatever. Like, it's not my personal thing. I don't really care personally, but I just want to always have the option not to. So just in my opinion, though, folks. So absolutely, J-Dubs, who do we got on deck, bro?
Yes, sir.
We've got Zocker 87.
Is that a new caller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mooch and Crap. This is Zalker87, long-time listener, first-time caller. Glad I can finally actually call you guys. Looked at the video on how to do it. Anyways, I have a question for both of you, actually, about Sony and Microsoft. It's about the games, which I think you guys are awesome about. From styles that I can see from what you've liked and listened to your podcast, Mooch, I feel like you like first-person shooters, like huge ones like Wolfenstein, Doom, things that make you feel like gritty and badass. Crap, you buy everything. I don't know what the fuck you do. I think you sell crack on the side or something to afford all that stuff, especially with your VR. Anyways, I was wondering what you guys think of basically the Microsoft developers hiring new people for, you know, Horizon game or stuff like that. And I'm just thinking about like the future of the Xbox and also the future of PlayStation, which we all do. We all get excited about those things and about what the game console that we're going to buy can bring. What's the next big thing? Like when we saw Anthem, we were all impressed. You know, we were all happy to see something new, a new IP. So I was just wondering what you think Microsoft and Sony need to attract new players to their system. Do they need RPG games? Do they need, you know, first-person shooter games? Which system and what kind of game type do they need? What kind of genre do you think each one is lacking? I think that's a good I think that would be a good question for you guys to answer.
It is a good question.
Thanks for everything. Mooch, I've talked to you on Xbox Live and messages before. Cool guy, man. Hopefully we get to play something. Same with you, Crap. Hopefully I get to play with you guys sometime. Zocker87 out. Also, go Niners, baby. Later, guys. Have a good one.
Just throw
go Niners.
Just a random jab.
Yeah. You know what? That was a really, really good question.
Yes.
I would say on Sony's side, they are severely lacking in some kind of multiplayer game.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, that where's their shooters? Where's their competitive multiplayer games? They make you pay
where's
to play
the criticism on that, Crap?
Yeah, they don't get any. I don't know, Microsoft's side, I would say that they need to get their RPG single-player thing sorted.
That criticism's out daily.
Yeah, whether it be Fable, and we're the first to admit that.
Sure.
You know, whether it be Fable or something new, whatever. Like, I don't think they need, like, 10 I just think they need like a new one because I think their new multiplayer thing that's going to be a big hit for them is going to be Sea of Thieves. I know you don't agree with me, but I think that's going to be huge in the multiplayer space.
Well,
And,
you know what? You know, it's not fair, crap, because you're really getting you're going to go ahead and get your stats padded here because streaming is the new thing, right?
Yeah.
And that game. Let me ask you this. Would Sea of Thieves have the scaling possibility that you're thinking right now if I said to you there was no such thing as Mixer and Twitch wasn't doing so well? Like, now do you think it carries the weight?
I don't know because
you're really
Destiny,
dependent on Mixer. You're really
because
dependent
Destiny, I don't know if a lot of people who are streaming that, and that's like an online focused game. I think that just the fun factor and the competitiveness and just what
Right.
you're able to do in that game is going to help it do extremely well. Plus, I don't know that it's going to be a full $60 game. Like I had heard that maybe it might be $40, which would be a steal. Like who wouldn't want to try it at that point? I would love to actually see that in the preview program because I'd bet it'd shoot up over 1 million users like right away.
Now,
Like, everybody wants.
I'd be in there. I'd be in there right away. 30
Yeah,
bucks.
like me and
take
you
it.
could
Let's,
play it. Hell
let's
yeah.
do it. Yeah,
That's what
let's
I'm saying.
analyze this thing.
Yeah, exactly. M&C Mornings, what's up? Tell us how Sony pisses you off.
Hey, Mooch and Crap. This is Nightwolf talking here. I just I was checking this video a few days ago on Gaming Boat. It's one of the recent videos. I don't know if you guys already saw that video, but they were talking like for 50 minutes, bashing and talking trash about Microsoft. Like I know in the past they were anti-consumer, but that's the past. Like why not talk about the present?
Yeah.
Right now they're doing a lot of great things for the players, for us, for the gamers. And man, I really hate that because people should forget about the past. So like, why not just talk about the present, the good things that they doing? So the industry, the gaming industry, keep going forward. Nah, they're not doing that. Instead, they're talking trash about this company, reminding people of the bad things they did in the past. Like, come on, it makes no sense talking about it now when they're doing so many great things for us, and it's pushing the gaming industry forward. And now look at the Xbox One X is coming, and they constantly keep. I see a lot of channels constantly doing this shit, like talking trash about the Xbox One X, doing. Making a lot of crazy videos, bashing, trash talking, and I used to be one of those guys that I used to say, crapping gamers, they mush and crap, they full of it. Like I used to say that all the time. They full of it. There's no media bias, and I kept watching your videos. Like something kept me watching your videos, and I find out about it. Like. I noticed that, like, you guys opened my eyes, and I was like, wow, man, like, it's true. Like, they keep pushing these videos all the time. You can see it, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know if you guys saw that video from Gaming Boat. Like, it really pisses me off. Like I said, we should look forward into the future and the present right now, the good things that they're doing. Like, just forget about the past. Like, Sony, for example, had done a lot of shit, anti-consumer. They don't call it out. Like, I noticed that. That's why I'm saying they bias, and I hate that shit, man. They should keep it even with everything. Like, when I just do it, like, I don't get it. Let me know what you guys think. All right, bye.
Great call, because I tell you what, I love getting those, and I get those a lot more, where people go, you know what, I used to think Mooch and Crap were full of shit. You basically is what he just said. And then he goes, but you guys would always talk about media bias, and we'd be like, yeah, change the channel, you know. So now they're realizing that it's true, and they're sick of it. You know, we just want fair treatment between the platforms, and I think that that's a good thing. Look, the Switch, right? Like, that thing seems to be getting a free pass. I like the Switch. You like the Switch. A lot of people like it. But
It
literally
does get a
has
pass.
0 games and nobody says shit about that, right?
Right.
Like literally nothing. It has a game that's on the Wii U, which is that Zelda game, and a Mario Kart game that's also on the Wii U. Those are the 2 big games on that
and
Switch.
then ARMS came
ARMS,
out
whatever.
to
It's
absolutely
like
zero acknowledgement.
mini games or whatever. But people never say it lacks games. We see stuff all the time talking about Xbox is lacking games, or they have the worst games ever. We see this stuff all the time, which is absolutely asinine, absolutely ridiculous. And as far as I'm concerned, the media bias, send that shit to Hades.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? Like,
crap, let me interject with the media bias. He made a good point. He said, "Aren't we supposed to be moving forward?" You've got IGN telling people that 4K TVs are nonsense. You've got people constantly bringing up 2013. This is
for
supposed
some
to be,
reason.
right,
Fuck,
well,
we're in 2017.
Polygon, IGN, Kotaku. These are supposed to be people that are building the gaming industry up because it's in their livelihood to do that, right? Why do they constantly? He's right. Why do they constantly do a show that keeps tearing down Microsoft? I understand it gets hits, but just try something, media. Try something, gaming media. Try being positive for 1 month on all fronts. Try being positive on all fronts. You know what would happen? All these podcasts would become more positive. Everything else moving forward would be positive. Everything would be moving towards the progression of looking forward to games coming out. The reason that we even do this is because it's literally such a lopsided event. The teeter-totter is completely lopsided. You've got every gaming media press outlet doing what they do daily, and then you've got all we're doing is shining the light on them saying, can we move on? That's a great call that a great call, and that's what I've been saying here for a long time. And now people are all starting to see it. Now people are getting sick of it. Like, I was sick of it 3 years ago, but I understand that it takes time for it to get through the system. And now people are seeing it. And they're like, dude, for the media, like, let's move on. Let's start talking about what the positive things are for Sony and Microsoft. And no, what do? Even when Sony has something that's subpar, the media goes ahead. They mask it like this crash thing. They put the 4K 60 thing up, and they have to go back and change it because they get caught. And it's just a matter of time before someone catches the thing that you caught crap with Sony using the Microsoft footage. But nobody says anything in the media. Nobody.
Yeah, I agree 100%, man. I'm 100% with you. And people are getting so fed up with this, and I love seeing that. I love seeing that people are passionate just like us. Yes, somebody just pointed out the media are hashtag fake news.
Yes.
Like, I just saw a tweet from I don't know if you saw that tweet too, but I just find it really funny. Tim Dog just like
I saw it. I saw that this morning. Yeah,
like,
that's been all over the internet today.
Yeah.
So
I just find that really funny. I don't know. Anyway, J-Dubs, who do we got on deck, bro? Cool.
Podcast now.
Oh, it looks like I think he's taking a live call right now.
Oh, okay.
Well, shout out to Saji says this show is pretty much a byproduct of the media. Yes and no, because you know what, Saji? I don't really want this show to be 9/10 about the gaming. The thing is that nobody, and I mean nobody, is doing the other side of the news. And, whether you're a blue state or a red state politically, you want to listen to the side that you like to hear. And the problem is there's nobody covering Microsoft on a beneficial or positive front. Yeah. And that's the thing about this. And people are, how dare you guys say things like that? It's like, we're just saying the other side of what the gaming media is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
MNC Mornings, what's up?
Sub Mucha Crab, sub J-Dubs. This is your fan, Jack Jackal. Just want to say, there are many people need to convince themselves and see more than one doctor, I mean, how come people still don't see the value of the Xbox One X? I mean, your games will look better, your games will run better, you will have better services, your games will run faster, your best controller will work on it, your stack of shame will also work on it, and you can do better streaming on it. I mean, at the same time, you will also have great games coming this year as well. I just don't see any downside of this console at all. I mean, seriously, people need to see the value of the Xbox One X, not judging it by the price or who owns it. I mean, just for a start, just ask yourselves, don't we all buy new devices on an annual basis and probably more expensive than the Xbox One X?
Yes.
And one last thing, your podcasts, your morning show is just so damn good. Please stop forcing us to watch it. All right, there, guys.
Jack, that's great, man. What an awesome call.
And it's so cool because we do the show and we always look at this almost like a radio show, and we get calls from all over the world. Yeah. Absolutely. Although somebody says, "Oh crap, I want one of your shirts," look in the description. All kinds of shirts, man. You want shirts? You got them. There's lots of stuff down there. You guys can check it out. The Patreon stuff is down there. We do a exclusive, or at least timed exclusive Patreon podcast twice a month. Called Xbox One XOXO. You know what, Mooch? I tweeted that out last week, remember? And some idiot, like a day later, replies with a screenshot from the PlayStation XOXO thing.
I know,
like, that looked familiar. And I was thinking to myself, do I even respond? Like, he doesn't get it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, it's a play off of what they did. It's also it's actually more of a jab at Cliffy B when he was like, Xbox XOXO or whatever they're calling it now. I don't know whatever happened to the old sayings. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. So anyways, that show will be coming in about. We're going to be calling Xbox XOXO probably our evening show. Crap, right? The ones we do for Patreon. And but listen, I want to say something, and this goes out to all the callers and the listeners right now. You guys are all such a huge part of the show. I mean, we're at 500 people watching the show right now. This show has gone. We've gone from 200 to 500 live people. The show's growing because you know why? Your voice is being heard. All these people that are calling in every week, they're a part of the show. You guys are the show. And a lot of people, they snicker when I say that. They can snicker all they want. This show is for the fans. You guys really get a chance to call in and voice your opinions. But like I say, this has been fantastic. Jack actually hit the nail right on the head, right?
Yeah.
We buy products, crap. The new iPhone's coming out this year. And now they're not doing the subsidized cost with majority of these phone carriers. They're not doing that anymore. So I think the new iPhone is going to either cost me, I can lease it for like $34 a month added to my bill, or you can go and outright buy the phone for somewhere between $800 and $1,000.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Come on, man. Why are we complaining about $500 that you use for all your multimedia in your home?
Not only that, but they're going to announce that they're working with people, probably GameStop for sure.
Yeah.
You're probably going to get $200 for your S. So you're going to be able to walk out the door, or if you have a PS4, trade that shit in. Stop letting it collect dust. Get yourself an X. You're going to be able to play all the best games. All the games are going to be better on there. Your Call of Duties, your Battlefronts, your Battlefields, your Maddens, your NBA 2Ks. Every game, your Assassin's Creed. Think about it. Name a game, it's going to be better on the One X. That's just how it is. So as far as I'm concerned, there's only one. That's the reason. Like somebody said, why would you pay $100 more for only a slight upgrade over the Pro? Man, since one has 50% more graphical power and 60% more memory for developers to use, a slight upgrade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's absolutely asinine to even say that. Are you seeing the same games that we're seeing? You can do the 4K assets and stuff on that One X. You can't do any of that on a Pro. Look at GT Sport. That's supposedly the best-looking GT ever, and it looks like a last-generation game, especially when compared to Forza Motorsport 7.
Right.
Wake up. Stop being Sony ponies. Damn it. Like, it's so frustrating. You guys are so ignorant.
Yeah.
Honestly, damn.
The whole thing is just that I think that it's time to say, let's actually see. Do you understand that the Xbox One X is not going to be putting out its full potential on November 7th, the day it comes out? There's a lot of stuff, like even the Pro, right, which I think was the PS4 Pro, which actually they came out and did the whole boost mode. And
I like GCJ's shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, Xbox One X is already in boost mode.
Yeah, he doesn't need boost mode.
That's true. That's what it kind of boils down to. But I mean, at the same time, the Xbox One X is kind of, and Albert Pinello said this, not mooching crap, okay? He said that they've got certain technologies in the box that I don't like using the word future-proof crap, because when you say future-proof, those words kind of allude to the very far future. I think when you say future-proof nowadays in consoles, you're talking about 3 to 5 years. And so if PS5 comes out in 3 years, Microsoft doesn't have to run to put out the Xbox 2. They don't have to put that. They can wait 12 months. They can wait 16 months because the X, they can juice up. The X has enough juice in it to actually get to where the PS5 will be initially, especially for the first year. And then when Xbox launches their next console for next gen, they'll be able to supersede Sony. I think at this point forward, moving on, because Sony's behind the 8 ball now, Microsoft will continue to have the path forward. They made this box stronger than what Sony has. So when Sony comes out, this box can keep up until they put one out that trumps the PS5. That's just how it's going to go for a while here, folks. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but that's just the way that Microsoft played their cards.
Even if a PS5 were to come out in 2 years, 2.5 years, it's not going to be a significant upgrade over the X anyway. Right. So it would just be a waste and be more expensive. That's why Sony's probably not going to be in a hurry to do that. But I know that breaks a lot of Sony fans' heart because they're going to have to go years with having the weaker console. But deal with it, folks. Right. MNC Mornings, what's up? How can we help you?
Hey, Mooch. Hey, Crap. Hey, J-Dubs. Mass Murder here again. Question for you. The reason why all these people are so pissed off, you think? Sony fans are pissed off because they don't have the graphical power, and the PC fans are pissed off because they have to spend $1,000 where we're only going to have to spend $500. All right, you guys have a good one. Mass Murder out.
Yeah, that's quick and to the point. You know, Mass is kind of right there in the fact that that's why you see both sides kind of a little irked here. Listen, there's no doubt, and I mean, Crap knows this. He tries to talk me out of it, but there's no doubt there's a chance next year I might build a small PC to be able to see what's going on in the gaming world. Listen, you can go buy a PC, you can go build a PC, you can have someone build it for you. You're going to spend over, there's no way you're doing it. I mean, why would you? Why on God's green earth would you go? Because even people that build PCs and have YouTube channels, they're saying that an Xbox One X is somewhere around $750 to $1,000 to build, right? So my point being is, why would you do that when it's $499 and you take it out of the box and plug it in? My point being, so I'm going to go ahead and build a powerful PC if I'm going to do one. But that's a lot of money. You're not talking apples to apples.
Don't go Doc Cupcake style.
I didn't see what Doc did.
Doc Cupcakes, I think he's got about a $4,000, $4,000, $5,000.
Yeah, no,
PC.
because here's the thing. Listen, if console gaming was new to me, and I said, oh, I'm really going to get into this and that and blah, 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 and I'm like, I'm a PC guy, I would go build a Ford, but I'm not going to go do that because I don't need to do that. It's just not how I game. I prefer the console space because, I mean, who has time to keep up with the updates and the this and that and the softwares and the drives and your coolant system failed. I need more fans. I need a bigger box. It's too much. It really is. I mean, when gaming comes down to it, the one thing I think that would happen more often if you guys are listening, this is to the audience. I don't care if you're Sony or Microsoft. Stop asking Microsoft to get the cheapest box out to you. You don't understand how powerful a closed system box could be if you guys were willing to spend $600, $700. But no, Microsoft's got to keep everything at $399, $499. $499 is the threshold. I mean, if it was $501, like Detroit and other cities would be upside down and lit on fire. Yeah. Like everybody would have lost their mind. Yeah. And it's like, I don't understand why people want more. Anything in life is more. You want a supersized meal deal? It's more. You want air conditioning and TV in the back of your car? It's more. You want the navigation package? It's more. Why is it now you want a beefier computer in your console? You're upset it's more? You know what I mean? Even phones, you want a bigger hard drive. It's more. Everything is like that. You want a bigger home. It's more. Yeah. But yet when it comes to consoles, they're like, no. I want more games, more hardware, and I want it to be less. I don't know where you live. I don't know where these people are coming from. I would have no problem for 3 to 4 years paying $600, $650 for something that was truly an amazing machine on both sides, Sony and Microsoft. And I don't think anyone who's a gamer could argue that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, look, I have a PC that's mine cost about $1,000 to build. I could game on it, but I don't. It's just PC gaming just isn't my thing. I'm not really like, if people want to do that, fine. I suspect those that really have monster rigs aren't the ones in the comment section trolling. The ones that troll and talk about PC gaming and all that stuff, those are the ones that are really insecure about a 6 teraflop console coming out with a lot more to offer than what they have in their PCs. And so they're very insecure, and so they go out of their way to promote that insecurity. Those are the ones. Like, I think that there's probably some really decent PC gamers out there in the world, and those people aren't out there trolling and saying PC Master Race and all this nonsense. You know what I mean? So much respect to the legit gamers, the legit PC dudes, the legit PS4, the legit Xbox dudes. I got a lot of respect for those people.
I think
MNC.
Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
This subject here, really, I could talk about it for like 3 hours.
I know. MNC Mornings, what's up?
Hey, Mooch. Hey, Crap. It's John Thomas. How you doing? I got 2 questions for you. Nothing to say to you. I'm getting a new 3DS. Crap, I know you buy everything. So what games do you like that I might want to get on that? 2, what game should I get for the Xbox One now? I've played my other games up. All right, bye.
It's been a while since John called in.
Yeah, it has been a little bit of a while. I think 3DS, Luigi's Mansion, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers. There's a Mario World game on there. Those are the best. Animal Crossing. Man, there's a lot of good 3DS games, but those are probably the better ones in my opinion.
Right.
As far as Xbox, was he saying Xbox One or Xbox One X?
I think he said Xbox One X, but I
think he said Xbox One, but I think he meant Xbox One X.
Okay, well, I mean, look, anything that comes out around that time, man, I'm like, for me, I'm all in. Crackdown 3, Forza 7, Super Lucky's Tale. How that's a $30 game? Why the hell not? Cuphead comes out before that point, but I'm still going to grab that as well. Assassin's Creed's going to be a game I'm playing, which I started playing through the Ezio collection that I picked up for $25 right now on the Xbox Live game sale. Which, by the way, I forgot how Italian that shit was, because, you know, it's like takes place over there and stuff like that, and he's Italian and stuff. That's why I think you'd like it, Mooch, because he's like all, you know, cussing at people in Italian and stuff. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind giving it a shot. What is it running, actually, Crap? Because today I'm probably, listen, you know, and to all you guys that are in the chat right now, strap in your seatbelts, folks, because Mooch might say something here. I'm thinking about buying Watch Dogs 2 on PS4, Crap, just so I actually use the thing. You know, what do you think is the Ezio collection? Is that worth? I don't play Assassin's Creed games. I mean, is someone who doesn't play Assassin's Creed games?
It's 3 full games for $25.
Well, first of all, that you can't beat. How did I mean, listen, we were talking about it the other day with Dealer. Shout out to Dealer. We were talking about, like I said to you, Crap, is this a graphical, like, you know, that they really jump it up and
it's
everybody's
upscaled. I mean, it's 1080 30 or whatever. It's not like it's not. I don't think that it's. I don't think it's bad or anything. But it's okay. I took some screenshots of it yesterday because I was playing it.
Well, you were saying, you know, the game on the game sale, Crap. You were saying to me, Mooch, think about. You actually said this. You may not remember, but you said to me, think about getting Shadow of Mordor is like $4 on PSN sale.
Yeah.
And I think Watch Dogs 2 is the same price on both consoles. So I thought maybe I would pick a couple of games up because I was going to pick up. I mean, I don't know. To be honest with you, a lot of the games I want, I already have. I know you have all of them, but I have a good, I would say 75% I have of those, and I'm content. I mean, think about it. The list is quite long from Xbox and Sony, but a lot of them are like Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty this, Call of Duty, Call of Duty. Yeah. You're like, all right, well, skip through those. And then there's a lot of the other stuff that's like Gears, Halo, stuff like that. I have all that. So, you know, I don't know. Is there anything else in the you know, Crap, let me take a minute here. I'm sorry. Taking the whole airwaves up. I got to thank Jacob for giving me a code for Shovel Knight.
Yeah, you e-bagged. Hey, guys,
Yes,
I'm gonna start e-bagging for games too. Hook me up with games, guys.
No,
you were like, you complained about it.
I complained about, I asked Yacht Club Games to give me a sale, which is a consumer active movement I was doing, okay? And then someone goes, well, Mooch, what do you want it for free? I said, I don't even want it for free. I don't. I said, all I want, and then I said, if I can just get an Xbox Live card for $10, I said, I would pay the other 10 so I would feel like it was on sale. It was kind of a shtick.
Yeah.
And but shout out to Jacob who gave me he actually hooked me up with a $20 gift card for it, and I ended up putting in the extra whatever it was $6-7 with tax. I got the Trove collection or whatever they call it. I'm enjoying Shovel Knight so much. I knew I would. It really takes me back. It's the same reason I'm looking forward to the SNES mini crap. I'm looking forward to the games that remind me of when we grew up. So it's a lot of fun.
Someone in the chat's like, I knew Mooch didn't pay for it. Of course not. He's the Mooch,
I tweeted
man.
it out. It's not like I'm hiding behind anything. The first thing I did when I got it was I tweeted out and I thanked the individual 2-3 times on Twitter, and then took pictures of me downloading it with a thank you to the individual. You know, no, shout out to Jacob. Awesome dude who was just like Mooch and all. You know what he said though, Crap, to be honest with you, and we hear this a lot. He was like, in all honesty, you've been saying this for a while, but he goes, I don't mind giving this to you. He goes, you guys have been doing podcasting. I've been listening to you guys for like 2 or 3 years. And he's like, for $20, bro, he's like, I haven't had that kind of entertainment for $20 yet. So I thought that was really nice and a very kind kind
That
deed.
was the whole thing with the Patreon stuff. I know everybody does Patreon and pushes that, but people want better quality from their show. It takes work. It takes time. Jay Williams, he's a professional graphics person. Like, you know, it takes, you know what I mean? Like, we all have jobs, we all have lives. So to come together and put the kind of time and effort, and to do giveaways and the stuff like that, it really takes a lot of support and help from the fans and things like that. That's why I always tell that to people, not to make people feel bad, but a lot of people watch, like, if you go to my channel, right, you're getting now 3 videos a day. Even if you only like one or maybe once a week, that's still free content you're getting. You know what I mean? It's like, I wouldn't see why you wouldn't want to support that. Like, I would support somebody that I enjoyed, especially if they were doing a lot of that content and things like that. YouTube, because I know, like, a lot of people have it in their heads, like, YouTube, they must make a ton of money off YouTube, right?
No.
And it doesn't work like that. If you're Boogie or Angry Joe or Angry Video Game Nerd or somebody like that, you make money if you have, like, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. If you have, you know, I don't know, I can't even imagine what it would take, like, to live off of YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, it would take a phenomenal amount of subscribers and views.
No, it really, listen, the community is what keeps a lot of YouTube afloat. You know what I mean? It's why everything, you know, is monetized. People do it does help. It's encouraging. Listen, there's a reason. It's something called self-worth. You know, people got to kind of understand that. When you get up in the morning and you go to work and you do what you love, whether it's your own business and it's something that you've wanted to do since you were young, or you work for the man, or you work for a conglomerate, or you work for a big company like Microsoft or Sony. Okay, when you get up and go to work and do your best, you also get, you know, compensated. You get paid. And that's the motivation to get you up every Monday, that alarm clock. If someone said to you, hey, listen, next year, you've been doing such a great job, please keep it up. And we're just actually going to hold back we're going to hold back your money this year. You don't really need that. You love what you do, right? So it's like, it is rewarding, and it's a self-worth thing. So I appreciate it. I know Crap does. I know Jay does. I can only speak for us. We really appreciate everything that you guys do as far as, like, the Patreon and what you guys do as far as just tuning in every week to MNC Mornings. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. We really appreciate it.
Which, by the way, next week on your channel, we're doing the game raffle again. So
for $1 and a dream, folks.
Exactly. You're in to win, and we've already, I think whoever won last time got Dirt 4 or whatever the hell it was, the brand new game. That's what he wanted. The time before that, the dude wanted the premium Battlefield 1 stuff, so that was pretty cool. Also, hit that like button. When we get around 300, we'll do the top 10. We got that on deck. J-Dubs, who do we have on deck?
We have Xbox Trigger.
Old friend Xbox Trigger. Yes.
Hey Mooch, hey Crap, hey Jay, is Xbox Trigger from Twitter. And before I say my question, I'm sorry I didn't call you last time. But here's my question today. I was recently reading this Gameball article saying how the guy giving his opinion about how the Xbox One X, even though it gives you more pixels and lines, is not better than the PS. He's fine with the PS4. Actually saw on Tim Dark's Twitter, he pointed it out, and I just gotta say, when can the Xbox One, Microsoft get credit anymore? Back in, like this guy is saying that the PS4 is fine, he doesn't need extra pixels. But when the people who had Xbox Ones were saying that they're fine, and the power difference was minimum, they were calling us all different names. All names like names and saying we're stupid and even have an Xbox One. Why would you get that? And the PS4 is more powerful, blah blah. Why is it? Why can Microsoft can't get any credit? I'm very sick and tired of this. It's terrible. We Xbox fans are getting treated like third class citizens in the gaming community. I'm just sick of this. What do you guys think of that? It's very nerve wracking, and it sucks being an Xbox gamer in any day. Because PC or PS4 fanboys are always on you. Anyway, that's my question. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Crap.
I was just gonna say he has a really good point. He's wondering, he's tired of the media bias, and he's fed up with Xbox not getting any credit for anything. Yeah. It's like whatever they do, they get hate for. But then Sony does it, and they get praised for it, or nobody calls them out for it except for us. But again. We're the ones that are changing what's going on, and if you want to know what I mean by that, and that's look at all the sites that have closed down since this generation started, and now look at how bad the media in general has gotten. Mm-hmm. Will we ever see them cover Sony using Anthem from Microsoft's show and switching out, obviously, because it even shows a fader? Right. Will they ever call them out for that? I doubt it. The media, they like Sony. and they prefer Sony, and they also have a special place for Nintendo because Nintendo's been around since the 80s and stuff like that. So nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, they don't have games, but hey, they got nostalgia, right? You know what I mean?
There's two things I want to chime in with, Crap, real quick. First of all,
Nostalgia is
shout
a
out.
hell of a drug.
That's true, Mooch. Shout out to Jesse Darby, who's been in our chat since we started, Crap. He just joined Patreon, so I want to say thanks to Jesse for that.
Thank
I appreciate
you.
that.
Yes.
But on top of that, let's get back to Trigger's question. What can be done, or it would be nice if Microsoft kind of came out and addressed it subtly, right? In a politically correct way of how what they're doing trumps and counteracts all the negative headlines that you see. But Microsoft keeps playing the kumbaya card, and that's fine. That's fine. If they want to do that, that's fine. They can do that, but you can see it's not working. This is the third year with Phil behind the wheel, and hey, let's play everywhere. Everybody hold hands. Let's 4Ks for everybody. Maybe not. Maybe it is. Listen, just stop. Like, promote your goal. Like I said, listen, we'll find out in October if it worked or not. And I always use Apple as an example, and I don't care. You can hate Apple. That's fine. I know Crap does. That's fine. My point is that Apple.
I don't hate Apple. I'm just not an Apple fan.
Right. They took out the head jack, right, Crap?
Yeah.
And listen, a lot of people were at first, right? Remember the first 3-4 weeks? They're like, how dare you? What am I supposed to do with these headphones I bought yesterday? But you know what Apple said? Yeah, I really feel bad for you and your headphones. Meanwhile, we're taking the jack out. You know what I mean? Like, so like, but that's being like, to quote our good friend and big brother Zaire, be the behemoth you are, right? So when you come out and make a move, be like, yes, we're doing that. And this is why we're doing it, because it's better. The one thing Microsoft does very poorly is they don't sell themselves well. It's nice to see Phil and everybody hit the stage, but maybe Phil should come out and do something and then hire somebody that's on stage with ridiculous stage presence that can sell you, ice cubes in Alaska. Someone that just is like, wow, and this guy got off stage, you're like, I didn't even want this, but my God, I got to buy that.
Yeah.
Like, get somebody up there that can sell.
Get a flim flam, ma'am. That's what they need.
That's why, to me personally, I used to watch all the Apple keynotes, and now I don't watch the keynotes so much because I like what Tim Cook is doing, but you saw the passion, the sales, and the technology in Steve Jobs, and I don't see that on stage anymore. So what I do now is I like what they're doing. I like their progression forward, but I generally catch it in, later on, or I'll watch bits and pieces of it on YouTube. But when Steve took the stage, I was like, if he said anybody standing outside of Cupertino can buy the iPhone now, I would have flown out for every keynote and bought the phone the minute he was done talking. That's how much he sold, because he sold it with passion. He sold it with passion. And when you got Microsoft up there, they're like, and now the Xbox One X, buy it, don't buy it, it's okay, or PC, or whatever. And you're like sitting there and you're like, you turn to the guy next to you and you're like, should I buy it? And you're like, I don't know. He was telling me I should or I shouldn't. Microsoft has to sell the product. Stop it.
Hey, shout out to Killer Scorpion who tweeted me, IGN's next big story. PlayStation YouTube was forced to use Xbox footage. But I'm bump.
That's great.
Yeah, I love that, man. That is fantastic, man. Yeah, like I said, just to remind you guys again, hit that like button. Once we get to around 300, we'll do the top 10. Who do we got on deck, J-Dubs?
We've got Tony Berg.
Tony Berg.
Good to have him back.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Tony Berg. Keep up the good work, fellas. Anyway, I'm here with a few of my buddies. Say hi, fellas. What's going on, fellas? Dealer Gaming here. I still don't give a fuck.
This is Hellhammer. Hey guys, I still love to interrupt everybody.
This is Colt Eastwood. Everything I say is so dramatic. Anyway, enough of that. Question for you guys. Why the hell do you think there's so much biased media against Xbox? I mean, what the hell did they do to deserve it?
I don't know.
I understand the original E3 with the Xbox One didn't go as planned, but I mean, for crying out loud, this is getting absolutely pathetic. I mean,
I think it's called.
Wow.
Did it cut out in a voicemail?
technical difficulties in a voicemail, huh, J-Dubs? Jay!
AGN and people like that. Do they even get anything out of it? I mean, seriously, it feels like Sony are paying them. But anyway, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Let me know, and you guys take it easy. Ciao.
Jay! I swear to God.
That was great.
What was up with that, Jay?
What was up with what?
His voicemail completely cut out.
There was no dead air for like 6 seconds.
Yeah.
There wasn't dead air on my end.
Oh, we lost him on this
Yeah,
side.
we lost him on this end for about good
Really?
5-6 seconds. Yeah. That's what we were like.
Because I had to stop. No, it's all right. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, maybe this was a live call. And then I was like, wait, no, this is a recording.
No, this was a recording from Tony.
Oh,
by the way, that was awesome. But his Hellhammer, by the way, it's Hellhammer's like mixed perfectly with SpongeBob SquarePants, man. That is hysterical.
I know. This is Hellhammer. I like Metallica.
And your Hellhammer sounds like when Howard Stern does the impression of his father. Is it Howard on the phone? Is it Howard?
This is Hellhammer. This is Embassy Borders. How can I help you? What's up? Embassy Borders. I'll never do a video on YouTube, but.
Hey, Mooch and Crap. How you doing today? This is Yeah Wait Week from Xbox Live. Hey, I got a question. On Black Friday, do you think Microsoft's going to have to do something to combat Sony with the new Xbox X? Because Sony's probably going to lower the price by $50 and throw in a packing game. I was just wondering about that. I mean, I don't care because I'm buying one at launch, but I was just wondering what you guys thought were on that. Thank you very much. Bye.
Good question, but no, they're not packing in a game. You're going to get a month of Game Pass and a 14-day Xbox Live card or something like that. So,
yeah. Which is decent. I mean,
it's like they're going to give
huge.
Yeah, they're going to hook you up and then get you hooked, and then then you're going to hop in and play it and whatever. So yeah, it's going to be unfortunate. Also, I think they've confirmed they're not going to do a special edition console at launch.
Yeah.
Or whatever. That kind of doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't it seem like they're missing an opportunity by not having a Crackdown 3 themed one?
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. You're asking the wrong guy. Listen, I understand that everybody in the audience and you guys, I'm all alone here. I'm on Mooch Island. I'm all by myself over here. I don't want a themed console. I bought the Gears of War 4 one.
You love that one.
No, I don't.
I know.
And it's blood red. It's just who has a console or an entertainment center set up to be able to handle what would Crackdowns be? Crackdowns would look like multicolored cotton candy.
No, have you ever seen the Xbox Pope? He had some really good designs for a Crackdown console.
That's true, and that's the Xbox. And if the Xbox Pope makes one, I'll buy his. But the thing is they're not going to use his design. They're going to end up coming out with something that's like multicolored, like that weird paint that people put on their cars that are third-party aftermarket, that when the sun hits it at a certain angle, it looks like it's violet. No, I don't need that. I just give me a black console. It looks better. It's clean. It's neat. Give me the matte black so you don't get the fingerprints all over it. Let's move on from this. I don't need to have it so when I put the disc in, I hear Krusty the Clown's like, I don't need all that stuff. Like, can we please? Can we just get a console? Isn't that great? I'm gonna lose crap.
Hey, we need to record that footage of Krusty laughing immediately.
Yes, we
J-Dubs.
do. We really do. But hey, crap, listen, I'd like to give a shout out to Tim Adoss, a very good friend of the show and ours. He's also now a new Patreon member, so thank you very much, Tim.
Yes, thanks, man. Thank you so much.
Outstanding to hear that, folks.
Yeah, always great to hear that from the fans and stuff like that. It means a lot to us. And then, like I said, next week we're going to be doing a pretty kick-ass raffle on Mooch's channel. Kind of alternates, so I know we just did one a couple weeks ago, but since we did that one on my channel,
Mega goes, he goes, you are alone on that. He goes, just no clowns on my console. Mega, I hear you, bro. I don't know what it is. I don't find the custom consoles to be that big of a deal. Now, if it's custom console, I guess, and they throw the game in there, which they usually do, I see the benefit for your money, the value. You're getting a custom console for your money. You're getting the game in there in the bundle. Absolutely. But a lot of times it's like, just get the army green Xbox. And I'm like, what? I don't know.
Hellhammer has that one. He loves that one.
I don't know. I mean, I've always been under the impression that just give me make a black one, make a white one. And people, because some people set up their studio or their entertainment in all white. Some people, I do all black, and I like that. It just looks clean. I don't know. I want to see the media. I don't want to see what the media is played on, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I do want to point out that the white one looks sleek, I think, in either a black or white entertainment center, to be honest with you. So
it holds its own. It definitely holds its own. I can't argue with that.
I can imagine, you know what, I can imagine that the Red Gears one, which was the one that I was actually going to get, I had it pre-ordered, and then I was like, you know, I was like, then I started, like, having kind of second thoughts, even though I'm a big Gears fan, just because I was like, well, this thing's going to be in my entertainment center. You know?
Right. I mean, that's the one I'm probably going to trade that one in. I know everyone told me you can shut off the sound effects, but I don't know. For some reason, I turn the console on, I just start playing, you know, but I mean, especially when you like eject a disc out of the Gears one, that screeching. They have so many cool sound effects in Gears, and they picked like that screeching, like I think it's when you're killing a locust. It's like, it's just like a death sentence. So you pull a disc out, and you're like, oh god damn, you feel like you broke it.
Well, that stuff really worked with the Halo ones, the 360 ones. Remember, it used to have really cool Halo sounds to it.
Yeah.
So, but then they decided to use really bad ones for the Gears ones.
Right.
I don't know. Like, yeah, don't tell Foxy that, because
You
I think I believe GKB or them were going to sell their Gears one as well to get an X. So,
well, you know, there's a guy in the chat, Sadiq Mia. He goes, "Hey, Mooch, can you talk about the bullshit microtransactions in Gears? Here's what I'll say to them: don't buy them. Put them. Game over. I haven't bought one thing, not one thing on Gears of War 4 outside of my initial purchase of the game, and I can't tell you how much that is my go-to game. That is my go-to game. When I'm sitting there and I'm like, should I continue and pray? Or should I do this? Or should I do that? Or should I go here? You know what I usually do? I can play Gears of War. So I got news for you, man. Like, Gears of War turned a lot of people into Xbox fans last gen. I've always been an Xbox fan, but this generation, Gears of War 4 made me a Gears of War fan even more than I was last gen. Like, I thought it was important for Microsoft to hold the IP crap, but now I'm so glad they own the IP, because that's my game. If you say to me, what am I looking forward to? It's Gears of War 5. I can't wait for that, and I know I got a while to wait.
Yeah, you probably got a couple years or whatever.
Absolutely.
They're gonna let you simmer on that. But I do think that Phil said that he's seen what they're working on as far as the next Gears and Halo, and they're amazing. So you would imagine that with the power and stuff of
lights out.
Yeah, of Scorpio /1X, that it's going to be really awesome. I'm excited because Gears 4 is going to get that 4K upgrade as well. So it's going to be 4K 60 for the multiplayer, 4K 30 for the single player. I've heard that Halo 5 could possibly be getting an announcement of a 4K upgrade as well, 4K 60.
Yeah, crap, listen, if they don't do that, listen, everybody that's in the chat right now, it's a Sony fan, you're like, you guys never bash Microsoft. If Microsoft doesn't give Halo 5 its due 4K 60, there's something wrong with Microsoft. Somebody over there they'll be known as, instead of Microsoft, they'll be known as the DMV, where they just took the paperwork and put it on the bottom of the pile, because somebody messed up big time. Halo is their signature brand. Why that wouldn't be in 4K 60 would be beyond me. That would be, I wouldn't even have an answer for you. I would actually stand there and be like, you're right. Anyone who's bashing them, I'll be right in line with you. But you know, it's funny, Timodos, shout out to Timodos, a recent Patreon member, and he goes, as far as gear, you know, he's a huge gear guy too.
Yeah.
And he goes, I ended up scoring the Ultimate Edition free. And I want to say to him, listen, there's a little mooching in everybody, Tim, so we're proud of you, and keep up that mooching. It's all right. It's okay. Okay? You can keep that up. I'm proud of you.
I agree 100%. J-Dubs, who we got on deck?
Space Cat.
Space Cat. Okay.
Okay. Hey, what's up, Mooch and Crap? I was just wondering, if you were to guess how many OG Xbox games there were, coming to the Xbox One, how many do you think there would be? Okay.
I think Space Cat has sucked down a little helium there, but yeah.
You know what? I think probably 100, 150 tops is what you'll end up with from the original Xbox. Just my best guess. I think that a lot of those games have different licensing issues and things like that, so I don't think we're going to get a ton, but I wouldn't doubt that we get 100, 150 over the course of years, because of course the team that does the 360 BC stuff has also got to do the original Xbox BC stuff. So they're going to be kind of torn there. I think it'll be easier for first party or exclusive games to get put on there. So that's kind of interesting to think about as well.
Yeah, my whole thing. Well, to answer Space Cat's question, I I don't give a shit. OG Xbox games. I think it's really good that you guys, as consumers, get to carry your games through. But that's where it ends for me. I think if you bought an OG Xbox game, I think it's really novel of Microsoft to say, you know what, you purchased that on our system, you can play that on any system, like a PC would do. So I think that's great. But as far as what games are coming, I don't care if they put the whole OG library on there. There's so many great games coming out every week now. And that's not going to stop. We're not going to have a lull crap. When we go to the next generation, it's not going to be like this generation where we had to stop the 360 production, turn on the Xbox One and PS4, get everybody ramped up, give the devs time. No, this is a smooth transition moving forward. It's the technology is supposed to be very, very seamless now, okay? We're moving forward on x86 architecture. So my point being is, why in God's green earth are you going to go play, you know what I mean, an old 2005 game, 2004 game, when you're talking about now there's games coming out in the next week that you can't wait to play. So, I mean, listen, nostalgia is a hell of a drug, guys. I said this on Twitter, and I got the most likes I think I've ever seen. A lot of times we just got to leave that nostalgia in our memory banks, because sometimes when you go to play them, like Crap picked up Crash, a lot of people picking up Crash, and if you want to go get it, I say go get it. But it's nostalgia plays tricks with your mind. You end up playing it for a little while, and you're like, even Shovel Knight, I'm loving it, but and Shovel Knight's tough. But let me tell you something. Shovel Knight's a little weird because Shovel Knight's a new game using nostalgic reference. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit of a play on the nostalgia world. But like after I get done playing it, I'm not going to be like, you know what? I can't wait to play Shovel Knight in 15 years. What? No, I don't understand why you guys are so wrapped up in the past. And it goes to do with the media feedings and all the ridiculousness you see from 2013. Let go of the past a little, guys. Let's look forward to the future. I'm going to try doing that as we progress through these podcasts, too. Like, start looking forward to what's on the horizon versus what was going on in 2008. Okay? 2004. I can't wait to relive 2004. Who says that?
I don't know. For me, here's the thing. I like the options. I still play some 360 stuff backwards compatible, so I can understand that. There is, I think a very small percentage of people that will actually use original Xbox backwards compatibility. First of all, the original Xbox wasn't that popular. Yeah. Second of all, the games that were significant in that 4-year span, I don't know. Some of them, like Escape from Butcher Bay, already had a 360 remake. Halo 1 and 2 both had remakes and are both in the, Master Chief Collection. Yeah. What else? I mean, there's obviously stuff like Fusion Frenzy or Crimson Skies, KOTOR 1 and 2. If they can pull those off, I think those would be great. Jade Empire would be another good one. I think that those would be the obvious ones. So maybe they can pull off a Shenmue 2 or something. Apparently people care about that. I don't know. I don't really think they do.
Listen, I just think it's a lot of I gotta have Left 4 Dead 2. Somebody give me Left 4 Dead 2 on my Xbox One. I gotta play it. Dead. Nobody's playing it. Nobody cares. I know the Call of Duties get a lot of play. They're doing very well, crap. But that's also a community. That's a society. Those people are diehard.
Yeah, they are.
And I know people in my own life. They're playing Call of Duty, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops. They're playing that religiously every night. Every night on their Xbox One S. They're playing Call of Duty, Black Ops 1 and 2. And why? I don't know. I think it's because they like the boots on the ground stuff. I think World War II is going to be a smash hit. Yeah. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
Well, you know what? I think that it's good. It's a good option anyway. I'm not gonna dog the option.
No, I'm not dogging the option. Like I said, crap, you purchased it, right?
Yeah.
That's like you saying you bought a Lazy Boy 12 years ago, and I'm going to walk in your house and be like, throw that shit out. Doesn't match your other furniture. No, you do whatever you want with it, but you know what you're doing with that 12-year-old Lazy Boy? It's probably in your attic.
Bro, dude, Poe in the chat. I'm not complaining about Xbox backwards compatibility. I have 130-some games, 360 games on my Xbox One. It's good. I have over 100 original Xbox games. It's all good. I'm just saying I don't see a lot of people that are going to use that, and that's okay because I like the option to use it if I do. And that's something that I bash Sony about, is they don't give their fans and gamers an option. They don't give them an option for backwards compatibility. They don't give you an option for EA Access. They don't give you an option for anything like that what Microsoft's doing, cross-play, you know. And I think that's something that Microsoft has really excelled at this generation since Phil Spencer has taken over. And I think that that's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and I mean, Paul, listen, it's not, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Crap, our nickname shouldn't be Thanks Mooch and Crap. We should just be called Microsoft, no matter what we do. Like, Paul, it's not that we're complaining. I'm saying that I think it's a great feature. And Timidos says, he goes, Left 4 Dead 2 is installed on my Xbox One since the day it was available on back and pat. Same here. I came home that night. I came home that very night, installed the disc, boom, done. Haven't played it since that night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I played it for like 2 hours, and then I'm like, okay, I got my fill again. I remember why I moved on to the next gen. Bye. And Poe, it's not that. Listen, Poe, that's great. It's a great feature. I would never, ever, ever tell Microsoft to take the back compat away from anybody. That is your purchase, and you should keep it as long as you want and be able to play it whenever you want. But to sit here and tell you I'm excited for OG Xbox games to be played on my Xbox One S, I mean, I have an OG Xbox.
Yeah.
I mean, sure,
I still have mine
doesn't
too.
work very well on it.
Yeah, you gotta like pry it open.
I gotta pry it open with a paper clip.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's if you actually go to Google and YouTube, you can see that like a lot of OG Xboxes have a hard time with that. It is what it is, folks. No, enjoy what
Mine
you like.
still works. Mine still works perfectly. I still cap
lucky.
stuff. Yeah, I still cap
Mine's
stuff.
50-50 when I press the button.
Yeah.
I actually got an HD connection for mine.
Yeah, see, like I have the HD component cables as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what I use because that's how I cap stuff. You gotta be able to cap it in like the HD or whatever. So I'm looking forward to that, and maybe some of the games will come back, and if they get real popular and Microsoft will know which ones, then we might see sequels. Like I'm holding out hope that Voodoo Vince did well enough to warrant a sequel, or Phantom Dust. Like people seem to really gravitate towards that. Over 1 million people on there. Surprised the hell out of me.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have never thought that 1 million people. Remember, everybody's like, "Who cares about that game?"
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah.
Yeah. Now they seem to care. So definitely pretty damn interesting in my opinion. J-Dubs, who do we have on deck now?
Yeah. Let's do another call.
We've got Nervous Breakdown.
Is that a new caller?
It's great. Yes.
He's not a new caller, but this is his alias.
Okay, it's a new. Okay, there you go. I never heard that name before.
Good morning, guys. This is Will Ramos, Nervous Breakdown, Xbox Live Gamer Tag. Just real quick, I just wanted to tell some people out there that you guys have been telling for quite some time that, you know what, this whole thing with the Bungie issue, not supporting the 4K, or some of them don't want to support, you know what I say? Let them go with that. You know why? Because there's always somebody else who's out there competing that's going to do one better. Because right now, look what's going on with the racing department. You got Forza's looking at his best. By far, best racing game hands down. But Project Cars, the new one, the second one, looks pretty damn impressive, and they know that's the top dog they have to beat, not GT, because GT can't even compete anymore. They're out of the whole thing because even the pro version doesn't look that impressive. So just same thing how you have Diablo and then this new game coming out. Can't remember that they port the game in 2 days. That one's 4K 60 frames. You also have Anthem versus Destiny. Anthem will show the difference between the two. So I'm not going to worry about this whole thing. People shouldn't either, because when one goes half-assed, someone's going to go all out because they want to get recognized. So it's just the way it is, the nature of the competition. Don't worry about the media, because they're not going to do anything, because they don't dictate how the thing's going to get developed. So that's including Digital Foundry. I know that's their thing. I also believe they also cause the major issue that what's going on with the development, because these developers now, they have to fight and try to keep it equal, because damn if they did great and damn if they didn't for one system or another. Anyway, guys, I'll let you go, and hopefully I get a match with Mooch playing Gears. Take care.
That was pretty cool. Also, like that William sounded like he was calling right from the Lincoln Tunnel.
Yeah.
That was a lot of people do that, which is great, by the way. I don't care. I mean, I know Crap has bad ears, so Crap can hear everything and things.
Yeah.
But like, I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're in line for too long at McDonald's. get on the phone and leave a voice message. So thanks for that, William. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll definitely jam out on some gears. Yeah, no, his point's well taken, Crap. I mean, I think these are the fans speaking. And I hope, I do hope that Microsoft or some people actually get to listen to this show and listen to it. Don't listen to us, listen to the fans. They're speaking out. I don't know if you wanted to add anything to Will's.
Yeah, I'm just going to agree with what you're saying, to be honest with you. And I'm sitting there looking at the people watching. We have over 500, and we haven't hit 300 likes yet, which means we can't do the top 10 until we do.
Yeah, guys, hit that like button. Even Mel reminded me. I put it in the chat. Mel's like, Mooch, you've got to actually tell them that. I'm like, how many times? But she's right. You got to hit that like button, guys.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. I interrupted you on Will's.
Well, I was just gonna say, yeah, I agree with you. I thought it was a good call. Like, I was a little bit distracted with the ambiance going in the background, but
yes.
it was a good call, and I agree. I just, it's always good to hear from.
We are over 300, Crap.
Oh yeah, we are. Hey,
wow.
Make
that point.
Yeah, that is awesome. You guys really kick ass right there. J-Dubs, can we? Are we ready to roll the top 10?
We're ready to roll.
Enjoy. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to M&C Morning's Top 10 Countdown. Today we're doing the top 10 reasons to thank Mooch and Crap. Believe it or not, people always thank us, and it's usually not good things. So I'm going to kick it off with number 10. Thanks, Mooch and Crap. The video game industry crashed in 1983. I know Crap was only 1 year old at the time, but hey, it was still obviously our fault somehow.
Number 9. Without Mooch and Crap, we wouldn't have slogans and one-liners like, that's a you problem. Como estas, bitches? The classic thanks, Mooch and Crap. Nostalgia's a hell of a drug. Rack 'em up and block 'em all.
I like those. Good ones.
They're fan favorites.
Yes. Number 8. Thanks, Mooch and Crap. There's still no way to change your name on PSN, and it's 2017. I know that seems like it'd be a big Sony problem, but obviously it's Mooch and Crap's fault.
It definitely is.
Yes.
Number 7. Thanks to Mooch and Crap, everyone knows at least they have a fighting chance to win Free Code Fridays.
Number 6. Thanks, Mooch and Crap. The Xbox Live game sale has caused you to spend too much money. Somehow that's our fault. I don't know.
Just rack it on. Just pile everything on.
Yes.
Number 5. If it wasn't for Mooch and Crap, Troy Baker and Damon Hatfield would have pushed their tiny hats on everyone in the industry by now.
Number 4. Thanks, Mooch and Crap. The Xbox One X still isn't available to pre-order yet. Our bad.
Number 3. Thanks to Mooch and Crap, who provide Microsoft an scapegoat when they make marketing and first-party gaming mistakes.
Number 2. Thanks, Mooch and Crap. We'll never know who's hotter, Alana Pierce or Naomi Kyle. It's just one of those things we'll never know.
I got a vote.
My do too, but I can't sell.
It's a deadlock. Yes. And the number 1 reason to thank Mooch and Crap, Mooch and Crap single-handedly brought awareness to the now-known power organization, Green Discs Matter.
And there's our top 10 list, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next week. And if you have any ideas or recommendations for top 10 lists, send them to Jay. Thanks for watching.
Megaton!
he added it. Hey, he also added a picture of Alana Pierce and Naomi Kyle.
That was a highlight. I think this is gonna be the top 10 that gets the most viewership. That would be
You know what? Hey Jay, did you have any trouble Googling those? Did you have to delete your Google history after?
I was like watching over my shoulder while I was cutting them out of the images, making sure my wife
I think Jay's on my team. I think he's on Team Mooch with Alana because that's a great picture he found of Alana.
He did, and then he just kind of used an average one for Naomi Kyle.
It easy.
But look, I would ask the people in the chat. Type 1 if you're Team Naomi, or type 2 if you're Team Alana. Come on.
Yeah,
I mean, one for Naomi, 2 for Alana. We could just settle it with the chat. It's obviously Naomi Kyle. Come on.
Well,
look at Jay. Jay's like 2.
He's there, yeah.
It's
so
one.
great.
It's
Two,
it's
baby.
one.
Yeah,
No
come on,
way.
let's go twos, baby.
You gotta be
Let's go
kidding
two.
me.
I got the 2 horse. Let's see
Are
the
you
2. Here comes the 2 around the
serious?
corner. Here comes the 2. I see a 2 around the corner. There
Oh,
we go.
wow.
Nice. Very nice. Awesome.
Oh, we got some ones. We got
A
some
couple ones. Look at that. Alana is.
Wow.
I'm telling you. I told you.
No
crap.
way.
She does a lot of the cosplay stuff, so she gets that group of people that are interested. Look at those 2s.
No.
Wow.
I want to recount. You fuckers, man.
That is fantastic, folks.
Damn.
Outstanding. Look at the 2. Oh, a couple
I see a
ones
lot
in
of ones in there.
Same guy,
now,
though.
so-
Same guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, look at that. Brian Busby's
This is a family show, guys. I saw some 69s in there.
I still think
Oh,
mine's
great.
I don't know. Mine's better. I don't know. I think you're enamored with the whole accent thing, which I mean, who could blame you? But still,
You know, it does get you. That gets you some extra points. You know. Oh, look at that. Even Mel says 2. I was interested to see what the female demographic would say, and Mel goes with 2. If She-Wolf, I saw She-Wolf was in the chat. She-Wolf, if you're in the chat, is it 2 or 1? We got to see what you're, because you're the other. There's like, I think we have like 5, maybe 4 girls in the entire chat.
Yeah,
So-
where's Fox and
it's
Luca when you need
Where's
them?
everybody? I think somebody just put 8675309. That's fantastic. Love
I
the
don't
chat.
know. For me, it's
Love the
one.
chat.
It's one all the way. Come on,
two
come on.
all day.
No,
But listen,
no.
it is what it is, folks.
Yeah. We'll never know.
What
I
a
mean,
great top 10, though.
Those are inconclusive at best, folks. This is just a non-conclusive poll taking place in the MNC Mornings chat. So until I get.
Crap's gonna go back and watch all this and tally all the 2s and 1s.
I probably should. Yeah,
You should
absolutely.
actually. I think a lot of people would be interested in the video. Crap.
Yeah. J-Dubs,
yeah.
who do we got on deck? Because I know we got some
We've got
more.
a good number of calls left.
We've got about 5, 6 left.
Okay.
We have Morzat. He called last week for the first time.
Okay. More is that.
Hey Mooch, hey Crap, J-Dubs. It's your boy Morsad again. I'm calling back again. How you guys doing today? I hope fine. But my question for you guys today is, what do you guys think about how Microsoft is so friendly against their competition? Because they always say in Twitter are like, oh, we love Sony, their games are great, Nintendo, you are awesome. But Nintendo and Sony never are nice with Microsoft, so what do you guys think about their attitude against their competitors? That's all.
Shut that damn dog up!
That was great.
I think that what was that guy doing? Like running a marathon or something?
I'm not sure, but I think that whatever he started saying how Nintendo and Sony get praised and Microsoft doesn't, and the dog wanted to contribute on MNC Morning, so that was good to have everybody on there. He agreed with him. No, I mean that's what you were saying earlier in the show, Crap. I think that was your whole entrance speech was the whole like how it's unfair and Nintendo. Listen, I'm a fan of the Switch. I think the Switch is great. I do too. But you know, personally, I think Nintendo gets a pass here. It's a 720p screen for the Switch. It's got 3-4 games that are of no. There's a lot more games out there that you can go get, but they're back to the indies of 2013. Some of the games they have on there, and then some of them are actually like AA. But they get a pass, right? Microsoft didn't have this issue and all this and that, So it's just. I don't know why they get a pass to answer the caller's question. It's hard to give any kind of logic reasoning why Microsoft continues to get bashed. And the Switch came out in March. Here we are going in. It is July, and I think everyone's just anticipating and waiting for a Mario game this fall.
Yeah, like that game looks good, and I think that Splatoon 2 also kind of looks good as well. I like the first game, so I think it's going to be an obvious pickup. Plus, I'm just dying to pick up something on the Switch because I don't really have much, Yeah. So I mean, one of these days, me, you, and Noof are gonna have to get together and do a race or something.
I agree. I'm down. I'm down to actually use that thing. And I've asked a lot of people. I'm like, how many people are actually using the compatibility? It's not the portability versus leaving it docked. Myself personally, I went and bought a Pro controller. And I have it docked 99% of the time. I take it out of the dock sometimes just because I feel like I'm supposed to.
You know what I
Right?
did before I even hooked mine up? I put the damn screen guard over the thing, and it covers the whole front, so that it can't get scratched up. But I've never even undocked it outside of that, So
Yeah.
I mean, I have a 3DS, so if I want to do handheld stuff, I also have a Vita. I can always use that. Other than that, man, I just like using it as a console. It's a console to me. Like, I get that it's a hybrid, so it appeals to today's millennials, quote unquote.
Oh, Sajibot says he wants in on a race. Saji, I can see that happening
yeah.
today. Then that's going to have to go down because I haven't used my Switch in a while.
Yeah, I
and
haven't
Pineapple
either.
Chemist, actually, good point. He says he uses it a lot. People that he uses it on the train and things like that. If you travel a lot for work, the Switch is going to be something really, really great for you moving forward because they're going to get Xbox One, original Xbox One, PS4 vanilla type of games eventually. And when they get those types of games from third party that are single player, I think that's going to be a lot of fun for you to be able to take on the road.
Yeah, I think so too. Like it definitely does that good hybrid type of thing, which I think is pretty damn cool as well. I think it's got its place for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
It definitely has its place. J-Dubs, who do we got on deck?
We've got MM2K.
Okay.
Nice.
Hey guys, it's your boy MM2K. This is my first call into the show. I am, as of this recording, I should be a new Patreon supporter. So, hey, I'm glad to support the show because I fucking love the show. Keep up the good work. All
Awesome.
right, so wanted to drop something with you guys, get your thoughts on it. Everybody's going to have to start listening to Mooch, okay? Let Mooch take you to the fucking promised land, all right?
Mooch Maniac.
Here's why. He's been trying to warn you guys about focusing on exclusive games in lieu of the release of the Xbox One X. You're setting yourselves up for disaster. Here's how. Let me drop some stats on you. Average attach rate for Xbox One exclusives, 5%. Average attach rates for PS4 exclusives, 3%. Compare that to the average attach rate for the top 25 third-party games, it's 11%. And that is a relative number, being that Xbox has 23 exclusives, full game, PlayStation 4 has 31 full game exclusives. How is that setting ourselves up for disaster? Because Crackdown is about to release with the Xbox One X, and guess what? It's going to get shit scores. Why do I say it's going to get shit scores? Because they're already trying to play damage control. You already hear, oh, the multiplayer is where the game is at for Crackdown. The single player is just tacked on. So they're already trying to cushion the blow. And you guys know how it is when Xbox exclusives are being rated. If they're not 35 out of fucking 10, they get shitted all over on, okay? So we got to rechange the focus. All right, we got to help Microsoft change the marketing strategy. How do they do that? They need to drop a commercial or change their marketing, something like this.
Yeah.
Gamer, look, we know what you asked for. You wanted power. Now you have it. Play all of your favorite games on the most powerful console ever. They can drop the specs. They can wrap it up with something like this. Come home again, guys. Can't remember where home is? Well, X marks the spot. Then they can pan out from the Xbox One X console, have fireworks, people crying in the street and shit, and airplanes flying, whatever the fuck they want to do. But the fact of the matter is, all jokes aside, we gotta reshift the focus to third-party games. That's where pay dirt is at. That's why there's a gap right now, and we gotta be number one. Because if we're not number one or close to it, if we don't get closer, then the industry standard is going to be all these 55 Last of Us that Sony keeps making and shit, and Horizon Zero Dawn. I fucking hate that game, and I don't want that being the industry standard. We got to reshift it to games like BioShock and fucking Mass Effect, all right? And Microsoft made those games happen. So, wanted to get you guys' thoughts, and love the show again. Have a wonderful gaming day.
Yo, great call in, Crap. I mean, he's definitely a Mooch Maniac, so, I'm partial, but I'll be honest with you. He nailed it with the advertising, okay? We got to get back to third party. That's why I said that earlier in the show. So he's 100% right. When I say Phil's going to end up kind of flip-flopping on what he said because the stats are all in front of him. They're all in front of him. He sees now that third party is what he has to buy up marketing rights and work more with third party. He's doing his due diligence with getting the Japanese games. He did a great job there. Really diversified the portfolio. He did a hell of a job with that. But at the same time, he's got to get back in good graces with the third party and pay money. That's how you get the trickle down effect of people talking about Xbox all the time because it's the way marketing dollars filter through the media. It's just something that needs to be done. And yeah, no, he's right. Horizon. Listen, people made a big stink about Horizon Zero Dawn. That wasn't that good.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. I mean,
And I told you,
it was
I was
quality,
like,
well,
yeah.
hold on, Crap. Let me finish because everyone's gonna like throw stones.
Yeah.
It was a very well made game, but that doesn't mean because it was very well made and it looks pretty that it was fun. I mean, look at Crap. Crap's walking around for 4 weeks now promoting Friday the 13th, where it glitches in and out every 5 seconds, but it's fun, and it's like that was his argument. So it was blockbuster material as far as money and its graphical capability, but it just wasn't a fun game to finish. Anyone who says otherwise, that's fine. Maybe that's just your type of game, but it really wasn't. And I hope that's not the standard.
Yeah, I agree. I think fun is fun, but as far as Horizon Zero Dawn, and I told you, Mooch, I was like, I can already tell because I know what kind of gamer you are. You're going to get bored with it right away. It does the typical thing. You start off as you're the kid or whatever, and then you kind of doing a little bit of training thing, and then blah, 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 and this happens and that happens. And then there's fetch quest and do this, do that. Like to me, I don't see why people were just like crapping themselves over this game. Maybe I understand I'm in the minority with that, but I still think that it's it's not the...
Sony did what they did every year, Crap. They starved their clientele all through last holiday again. There was nothing for the PS4 last holiday. Yeah. And then by the time February comes out, it could be, you know what I mean? It could be Mark Cerny's Crazy Tales and Adventures. The game could come out and name that. Be like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. So I think it did well. It did very well because Sony's doing what they're seeing now. They're loading up on multi-plats for the holiday. And they're doing it again this year. And then in February, March, or April, they unload 1 or 2 games when they've starved their clientele of a AAA blockbuster until then. And that's what you're seeing. And listen, it's working for Sony. So I'm not bashing Sony for doing that. But I think what's happening is you're seeing numbers are slightly embellished. And Microsoft is still going with their old roots. They're still having Halo 5, Gears 4, new IP like Sunset Overdrive. All these games are coming out in the fall against the juggernaut multiplats, and it's hurting them. So now Microsoft's changed their formula.
Yeah, James L. saw the pony, and he called in. Isn't that right, J-Dubs?
Yes, James L.
Okay, so James L. won with the pony. Congratulations to that. Thank you very much.
James. Awesome.
Yes, and let's see. Who do we have on deck, J-Dubs?
We have Friendly Combatant.
Hey, Mooch and Crap. This is Friendly Combatant. That's on Twitter and Xbox Live. I had a what-if scenario question for you. So check it out. I imagine that the Xbox will continue, or rather Microsoft will continue to release their game consoles after Sony. So, for example, the X is coming out after the Pro. What do you think of a scenario where Microsoft allows developers to start making Xbox X exclusive games at or around the same time that the PlayStation 5 is released or announced? So that was my question. You can imagine that maybe they would do that for like 2 to 3 years, and then from there they would release a more powerful Xbox console, say about mid-cycle of the PlayStation 5, being out. So if a what-if scenario, what do you guys think of the possibility, or how would that work out? So I hope to hear from you. Thank you. Bye.
What was his question? I was on Twitter.
Yeah, I didn't. Jay, can you play back?
Can you play it? Yeah,
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it either.
We suck.
We suck.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Hey, Mooch and Crap. This is Friendly Combatant. That's on Twitter and Xbox Live. I had a what-if scenario question for you. So check it out. I imagine that the Xbox will continue, or rather Microsoft will continue to release their game consoles after Sony. So, for example, the X is coming out after the Pro.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you think of a scenario where Microsoft allows developers to start making Xbox X exclusive games at or around the same time that the PlayStation 5 is released or announced? So that was my question. You can imagine that.
All right, Jake,
maybe they would do that.
You can wrap it. And listen, what he's talking about, and shout out to the caller, great call. This is what I was saying a little while ago, Crap. What Microsoft did was they had to do something strategic. So what they did by doing this was they said, okay, we're going to have the Xbox One X come out a full year after the Pro. They knew what they were doing. They knew what the Pro was pretty much going to. They said they didn't know. That's all crap. If Crap Gamer has the documents 6 months before, somebody at Microsoft saw the documents for the Pro. I had no idea what Sony was going to do. Who's Sony? Okay, yeah, whatever. I love how they say this stuff like everyone was born yesterday. Anyways, whatever. That's irrelevant. So Microsoft knew what was going on. They made a more powerful box. Now, the PS5, in my opinion, will release in, I believe, a year, maybe even 18 months before the next Xbox console. But Microsoft made this box so that it can keep up very, very close. Like what the PS4 Pro is doing to the X, it's going to keep up close, but not be able to do what the X does. And PS5 will be right there, right above the X, and the X will be able to keep up with it. Then Microsoft a year later will come out with their, I'm going to call it Xbox 2, and they'll trump them for the next 3 years. So Sony will have a 10 to 12 month advantage, and then Microsoft a 3-year advantage, like you're going to see starting now. That's smart.
Yeah, what Microsoft did was put themselves in a really good position because they future-proofed their console. It has more memory and things like that. So, next generation, Sony might only go with 12 gigs of memory too.
That's right.
You guys have to remember that there's 9 gigs of memory in the Xbox One X for game development alone. That's 1 more gig than the PS4 Pro has total, right? You guys have to keep that in mind. That's phenomenal. I don't see Sony, they're not going to go, okay, well, let's put 16 gigs of memory in this thing. You know what I mean? I don't think that's going to happen.
Let's not give Sony credit for what they haven't done yet.
Let's quit giving them so much credit. They're not doing anything amazing. I think Microsoft, Phil Spencer has said that they're focusing back on power, like the original Xbox. Do you remember him saying that? It was a recent interview he did where he was talking about they look back to the past, and that's what Microsoft really excels at. And so I think that that's something that they're really going to look forward to. Somebody in chat earlier said that we are doing Horizon and Last of Us hate. To the credit, Mooch loves The Last of Us. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, Last of Us is probably in my top 3 all time. I love The Last of Us.
I was trying to play that Left Behind stuff, and it was just boring me to tears. I was just like...
Well, to be fair though, Crap, I don't care, even, me, Mr. BioShock, right?
Yeah.
When Infinite came out, I bought the season pass and I did all of the DLC that came out, even though I love BioShock. BioShock Infinite's DLC, I was kind of thought was a snoozer too. So that's not fair to say, oh, I played the DLC and it stunk. I think you should play through The Last of Us again and try it out. I think maybe you'd have a little bit more fondness towards it than maybe before. There's a couple of chapters that are a little slow, but there's some that stick out in my mind. It's just really, really, the story was good. Then again, I'm a sucker for this whole post-apocalyptic, whether it be a virus or zombie or something like that. That's just the genre that I gravitate towards. I'm looking forward to State of Decay 2 just because it's that genre.
Yeah.
So it's not. I'm being fair across all platforms with my level of enthusiasm on that genre.
Yeah, I understand that. I think that's, for me. I just didn't. I didn't really enjoy The Last of Us as much because it just seemed really repetitive and kind of. I've already kind of explained that quite a bit.
Yeah, and your point's valid, Crap. It's just that it is a PS3 game. You know.
I also, I didn't like the whole. I thought the combat felt clunky and the shooting mechanic felt bad, and even Rand, when he did his review, kind of said the same thing.
It is a little clunky, but that goes with all. I think Sony. The one thing Sony doesn't have that Microsoft has. I said this early on. God, I haven't said this in a long time. One of the main reasons I also like Microsoft games over Sony is you play Halo and you play Gears. 2 different games, right? First person, third. So crisp. So accurate. The guns and the controls and the sounds feel so good. Then you play Uncharted or you play Last of Us, and those controls feel wonky and just loose. It doesn't feel tight and precise. It does. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I hear
you. Even the running, when Nathan Drake's running and you just start running in that game and he just starts tripping over his own feet. The whole thing everything just feels so not like the way you would expect that type of action to take place. So I understand where you're coming from, but I didn't let that. I've now just come to terms with that's how Sony makes shooters.
Yeah.
Even Killzone. Killzone doesn't feel good at all. It feels
Xbox
awful.
even was playing that, was like, it's terrible. that game is just awful. I'm sorry. Like thank God. I mean, that's a situation. You know how people were like, man, they were successful by switching from doing a first-person shooter to doing an RPG, a Horizon Zero Dawn. And I'm thinking they were forced to do something else because Killzone sucked ass. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst game franchises of all time. The
really
games have
was.
all been terrible. All of them. They look good, but they play like shit. And
true.
so I'm glad that they moved on to something else. I just absolutely horrible. Anyway, who do we got left, J-Dubs? Let's get another voicemail done.
Yeah.
Sure, we've got an old favorite, Matty Beast.
Matty Beast.
Hey, it's Matty Beast. It's been a while since I've called in, guys, and a lot's happened since the last time I called, I guess. I'm not working at GameStop anymore. They kind of got fed up with my whole shtick and sent me packing, but it's all good. It's all good. I'll be back on my feet soon. So I got a question. So I'm waiting for this Xbox One X to come out, the greatest, most powerful thing like ever, right? And I find that it's a little frustrating because there's all these games that are either out or that are coming out here in the coming months, and for whatever reason, I just constantly feel like I need to wait until the console comes out, till Xbox One X comes out, so that I could play the upgraded version, and I've got the 4K TV and everything. So I'm wondering if anyone else is struggling with that. If that's happened to either of you guys, where maybe a game's out and you go, man, I'd really like to play that, but geez, if I wait just a little bit longer, I'm going to get to play the superior version. So anyway, I'll hang up and listen. And great show, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Nice. Yeah, no, I mean, Maddie's kind of right on that. I think that, the Xbox One X is, a lot of people are waiting for it, and I think you're seeing console sales actually slow down a little bit right now across the board because people are kind of waiting to see what this will be. And I mean, man, it's been a long year, crap, right? I mean, God, it felt like forever.
We're only halfway through it.
I know. I know. And, well, I mean, don't forget, though, Scorpio was announced last June. So it's like a year and a half until you actually get your hands on the damn thing.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you got to build up the hype and all that, but I think it's because our ears are so to the ground in the gaming world that but for casuals and stuff, they're like, I heard an Xbox is coming out at some point. I'll check it out when it gets there. You know what I mean? And they go about their day. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, no, good call on Matty. Thank you.
Xbox One X is going to have all the best versions of games anyway. So I think that's going to, a lot of people that maybe switch because the PS4 had more power or better resolution, I think that those people are going to come back. And then with something like Game Pass, it really sets them up to have an instant collection of games for a very affordable price, including Shovel Knight. So
yeah, sure.
Yeah, so absolutely. J-Dubs, who do we got left?
We've got two left. Second last is Hacky Sack.
Hacky Sack.
Hey, Mooch, Crap, and J-Dubs. What's up? This is Hacky Sack from Xbox Live. I just wanted to call in and say, hey, I'm a Patreon supporter now. $1 a month can make the dream happen.
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
Thank you to you guys. Thank you to me. I'm entered in to get that game. I just wanted to say, man, did you guys see E3 in 4K on Mixer? Yeah. That was mind-blowing. Almost brought a tear to my eye. Anyways, on to my real question. Has anyone heard any news on a new Xbox One dashboard coming out for the X or for both? All right, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. First of all, thanks to that caller for being a Patreon. This is a great week. We've had so many people joining Patreon. It's been really, really great. You don't have to do much, folks. It's $1. Like he said, $1 and a dream. It's all we ever ask. We get a lot of people watching the show.
Yeah.
You're amazed how far your buck goes.
You know what the thing was? Like, whenever we finish at the end of the week with one of these shows, there's, thousands of views. So we were like, what if 1,000 people just gave $1 a month?
Right.
Like, that would be awesome because the show would just we'd be able to do everything we wanted to do.
And there's a few things we've been talking about offline to actually get this thing even more,
Yeah, like
out in the public eye.
Like Mooch and Crap doing public appearances.
Yeah, public appearances coming soon.
Not in a rhino and and bird suit. So
be great to have. Yeah, we have actually have thoughts of taking this to different PAX shows and things like that. But like I said, it's all with the help and support of the viewers and the fans. So it really is you guys
with the help of supporters like you.
Yeah, it sounds like a PBS advertisement,
I know, right?
doesn't it?
We should be like, we'll get back to the M&C mornings, but first we need to raise some money.
But first, a small caption from Reading Rainbow.
Yes,
we'll be right back. No, but crap. No, what was his question? Because he had a damn good question. I think it was more. Well, he said the Patriot thing, and then he went into a bit. Jay, do you remember what the question was at the very end? Threw it in at the very end.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, well, anyways, it was a hell of a call, and I appreciate it.
It was a hell of a call, hell of a
Yes, it
question,
was.
man. We'll just mark that one down.
We'll
as
mark that
great-
one down as
great call in. Thank you.
And we'll answer it next week after
Yes.
these messages. No, I'm
Yes.
but he made a hell of a point, and I think that it is what it is. So we'll go on to the next call. And then
Isn't
we
that
got
why I say to you guys to be taking notes? During
You know
these
what? The
calls?
problem is that I got these two screens open, and when I host,
Yeah.
I've always got like multiple things going on. So I'm like,
Well, I'm
over here
doing
checking
Twitter.
this.
I'm talking to people in the chat. I'm listening.
preaching
And
to
the
the
only
choir, guys.
Yeah,
You're
I
preaching to
know.
the choir.
I know. I
Yeah.
know.
Well, who do we got left? We only got one more left,
So
right?
I left the longest to last.
Okay.
So this is it's going to be the Mooch and Crap and Dan C show.
Oh, Dan C. I think was Dan called in last week too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Mooch and Crab? This is Dan from Florida. I'm pretty much gonna go off on a little bit of what do you say? There's some things that's been bugging me for the past couple of weeks, ever since after E3. I just want to get them off my mind, man. This whole thing about you could build a PC for the same price as the Xbox One. Come on. We all know that's impossible when you got to factor in the motherboard, the fucking chip to put in there, your operating system and your case and all that stuff, and and not only that, come on, we know the Scorpio chip got DirectX 12 built in it. It's not enough software; it's built on the chip. So y'all PC effing, y'all need to chill the F out, man, and stop with this bull talking about something. Just go get a PC; it could be powerful than Xbox One. Come on, y'all ain't not even gaming on 4K. Must just chill out. And the other thing, man, I don't know if I wanna. I know we all about this, crossplay and all that stuff, and so they're not trying to do it. I don't. You know what? I'm not even mad that they don't want to do it, because think about it, man. Just think about it. One thing I don't see a lot of people talking about, Sony have a lot of, they're worse when it comes to security on the network and with the PlayStation. I mean, how many times a month you hear somebody go online and ranting and mad because their account got hacked and, people bought games from the account and they can't get their money back, or they locked out their account and all. I don't know, man, if I want to be... I'm sorry if you're a PlayStation guy or whatever. I'm sorry. I don't want to game you just because your system, your Sony, don't have a good network built in it. I mean, come on. They don't have good security. I don't want a hacker to use the Sony network as a back door to get on my account just because I want to crossplay with someone that on the PlayStation side. That's my personal thing. I don't know how you guys feel, but that's what I'm saying, man, And the last thing is, I'm sick of tired of effing IGN. I know we all said it before, but look, how the hell you going to say you're in the gaming media and you can't get a effing 4K TV? You could call Sony. You could call LG, Samsung, and say, hey, I want to review your TV. I will put up on your video, millions of people will see it. Send this shit to me for free. You tell me you don't have connections? We could get a 4K TV? Like, seriously. Now, if you're not, if that's, look, we all know that when you're a gamer or whatever hobby you have, it's expensive when it comes to a lot of hobbies out there. Gaming, let's face it, it's expensive. We gamers spend a lot of money on games and other accessories and whatnot to make our hobby enjoyable, so we can enjoy what we like. If you're going to say you're a journalist for gaming and you cannot afford a 4K TV to give your honest opinion, which we know IGN don't do honest opinion on shit, if you can't do that, well, guess what? Go find a different job where you could afford to do shit. Look, man, I'm sorry. This shit pissing me off. I'm done. I'm done. You guys have a good one. This is the only place I can go off, man, because I've been holding it in for the past week and so I had to get off my chest, man. Y'all have a good one, man. Great show.
Thanks, Dan, and I recommend you try getting your own podcast, man. That was that was a podcast in itself.
Yeah.
No, good call. I understand I definitely get his frustration. I think a lot of people are frustrated like we are, Crap. And I want to get back to Dan C, but since we all just got an hour and a half of Dan, the question that was at hand from the last caller was the dashboard. And, I think what we're going to see with the dashboard is the Xbox One S, Xbox One, vanilla, and then the Xbox One X are going to have the same dashboard come this fall. I don't know if you'll see, it may run a little more swimmingly on the X, but that's my guess. That's nothing in print that says that.
Yeah.
It might run just as smooth on all three of them. But
oh no,
you
it's
are
going to run
see,
much smoother on the X. Come on.
Yeah, no, it is. Listen, guys, and like I say, there's no reason to not say you're going to take your Xbox One S and wait for the trade-in. Wait for the trade-in. You're going to see somewhere. I know right now it's not there because the pre-orders aren't out yet. But when it comes, you're going to see stuff going on where they're going to give you $175 or $200 to upgrade to the X. And you guys just do that. Take your S, go trade it in. You'll get that for $300 out of pocket. You'll get an X. You'll be all caught up. And then when Xbox 2 comes out in 3-4 years, you trade in your X. Everything's forward and backwards compatible. You no longer need to keep the console that is this generation in your midst anymore. Every console will play them going forward. And I know Crap's a collector. There's a couple. If you're not a collector, and what I mean by you're not a collector doesn't mean, well, I just started like yesterday, Mooch, I'm a collector. No, you're not. You're not a collector. You know what I mean? You're not. You're getting wrapped up in the nostalgia of all these podcasts. Just go trade it in. Get your money's worth while it's worth something. Okay? Because, like, look at me. I held on to my PS2. I held on to my PS2 for so long. I actually walked in. I'm like, how much will you give me for this? And they were like, $6. I was like, F yourself. And I walked out. Because I'll use it as, you know what I mean? They're like $6. A PS2. Jeez. They're not going to give you anything for it.
Yeah.
So it was like,
you
it was
could sell it on
$5 or $6.
eBay for more than that.
Yeah. Well, there's always eBay or Craigslist. But, I mean, then you have to have people coming up and down. You got to meet people out. I'll meet you at Starbucks. I'll meet you at Dunkin' Donuts. I'll meet you at McDonald's. Come on. For what?
Come take a look. Come take a look what's in my trunk.
Think about it. Wherever you go meet somebody in a public place to sell them this thing, you're going to have to actually buy yourself a $5 coffee somewhere or a $2 this or that. By the time you make the extra $12 on eBay, you're better off just giving it to GameStop at that point or just keeping the damn thing, using it as a coaster.
Yeah.
Long story longer is, no, the dashboard's going to play well. Get out. If you're an Xbox fan of any kind, go get the Xbox One X. Do yourself the favor. Treat yourself. $100 more, Mooch, I'm out.
Yeah, just don't take your wife or girlfriend to the movies a few times. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways to save $100, guys, that you're spending it right now. There's a lot of different ways. I'm not going to tell you how. You guys know that. You know, if you have an outstanding credit card bill, take it easy for a month. There's your $100.
Yeah, maybe only smoke half a pack a day instead of a full pack.
You know, there's a lot of different ways to do this, folks. You know, make your own hamburgers instead of going to Five Guys, Shake Shack, or the God Almighty of hamburgers, In-N-Out Burger in California.
Yeah,
$38 for 2 burgers and 2 fries. And somebody named Welpy makes it for you with a small hat and a cardigan. Listen, whatever it is.
Hey, Mel was like, that's not nice because I said smoke half a pack instead of a full pack. I don't mean anything by it seriously. It's just jokes, folks. Come on, just jokes.
You know, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, it is Anthem's. So Anthem is rumored to not be a Microsoft marketing deal now. Crap, is that true?
No, it's a Microsoft marketing deal.
Yeah, I don't know. Some guy that he's like banana something. He goes, "What do you think of all the PS fans celebrating Anthem not being exclusive?" It was never
exclusive.
I have no idea
He
what
might be talking about like
fans
somebody
you're
in the
listening
comment
to.
sections on
Oh,
the actual
yeah.
video on the PS4. They're like, yeah, Xbox fans thought it was exclusive. I
No,
don't
we
know
didn't.
any Xbox fan that thought that was exclusive. I'm
Absolutely
just saying.
not.
I mean, it's a BioWare game owned by EA.
Yeah.
That was never going to be exclusive. So
Yeah, EA, Activision, they're not
Yeah.
going to know, but it's a Microsoft marketing rights,
deal, yeah.
but it's not exclusive. I never thought that. Nobody ever thought that. So if
Yeah.
there's that's the thing. You know, people always like you Mooch and Crab are so delusional. We're not the ones that are saying these ridiculous things, and I don't feel like I have to defend it.
Yeah.
They're celebrating on their page. Well, that's good. It's them and like their parents that are celebrating.
Yeah, I agree. I agree
whatever.
100%. J-Dubs, who do we got the Wheel of Wonder?
We do, but don't we owe it to Dan C to kind of just touch on what he was talking about, because he was going on about how he didn't want to be on the PSN network for crossplay, and he talked about how the IGN people complained about not being able to afford 4K TVs.
Yeah, no, I mean, we touched a little bit on that, but Dan kind of nailed it. I mean, the IGN thing, listen, there's an agenda going on at IGN, and I mean, the reason Dan was so triggered is because him, myself, and Crap, Jay, a lot of people, we've had enough. You can see the agenda now. Like, you know, even Destin Legary turned to Ryan during that short snippet that Jamie Moran tweeted out, and he's like, "You're not going to get a TV." He's like, "No, I'm buying a car." Well, I mean, I don't really understand the logic there. Like, a 4K TV isn't 10 grand. You know, I mean, they're anywhere from $250 upwards of like you can get into the $2,000-$3,000 mark if you want, but I mean, they're like $500-$600. So I mean, you can see there's an agenda and there's just a bias over there. They, you know, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but props to Destin Legary, who at some point in time, right, Crap? At some point in time after he wrote, you and him went back and forth. I don't know if
to his credit, he never blocked me or anything.
No,
me and him just had a good little back and forth.
I mean, I'll give credit where credit's due. I thought he was doing that just to also goof around and make fun of the Xbox fans, but he's not. He actually took a proper journalistic stance on the Xbox, and I thought that's fine. I actually, believe it or not, I'm a Destin fan again. I think he's not because he's an Xbox guy or he's a Sony guy. He's just said, like, he turned to Ryan and he's like, really? You know, like, what? That doesn't make any sense. But okay, yeah. I mean, you can't spend other people's money for them. So I understand why Dan's triggered. You see things like that and you see the one-sided bias that the media is.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that that's a good thing that they that they're doing as far as that. But you know what? Speaking of the crossplay thing, again, options. Like, you would never be forced to play against a PlayStation Network person. Like, that would just be an option that you'd have to toggle or whatever. So
right.
I don't see a problem with the option whatsoever, in my opinion. And yeah, IGN, all these places are kind of biased and kind of a. We've been saying this for so long. I'm happy that so many people are coming around. I just honestly I am. I'm very happy that people are coming around and seeing these companies and these outlets that are completely just out of their minds lately with the Xbox hate for no reason, absolutely no reason. So yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and roll the Wheel of Wonder.
Yes,
Wheel of Wonder is ready.
Okay.
Before we spin the wheel, I just wanted to do a shout out to Darth Vicious, who called in one call late from the pony, so he didn't actually win, but he wanted me to shout him out. So this is for you.
Well, we're
Darth
shouting
Vicious.
out the toilets and everything. Jesus Christ, come on!
Shout out to my shout outs.
Shout out to my shout outs. Yeah, no, it's all good. We appreciate the support, bro. Next time, be a little
Yes,
bit
thank
faster
you,
with that
Darth.
call in. Yes. Let's go ahead and roll.
Spin that
Here we
wheel.
go.
Spin it.
Let's spin the wheel.
Boop, 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 boop,
I want to get a little like Price is Right music going in the background, Jay. If we could do that, you know.
Yeah, we can probably do that.
I don't think you could use- we could use some knockoff music.
Yeah, knock off Price is Right.
Who do we got?
Oh wow. Nice, a new
Soccer 87,
which is a new caller, I think, right?
Yeah.
Jay?
Soccer 87.
That's awesome. It's good to see a new caller win. That's awesome,
Yeah.
Zucker. Congratulations, bro.
Yes, congratulations. It is fantastic that you called in. See, and when you call in and leave voicemails during the week, people, you're entered to win. It's that easy. Like, it's not difficult.
No,
you get
we get the code out to you guys. So he's going to get that code in about 5-10 minutes, and he's going to get to go on the Xbox sale and go pick himself up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's
absolutely it's a hell of a thing. And the person that saw the pony, he gets himself a code too. So remember, MC Space Mornings on Skype is how you call in, and call in during the week. There's also, if you go to the MNC Mornings Twitter, there's links in there, and you can see on YouTube. The preferred way to sending an email with an iPhone or an Android phone is to email them in. Worst comes to worst, you can try Skyping, but the quality isn't great.
Yeah,
but,
it's not just the quality. Like, I find Skype sometimes doesn't pick up the calls, and I get a lot of people that are calling in and leaving messages, like leaving text messages saying, I tried calling, but it didn't didn't pick up. Well, that's Skype for you. We can't really rely on that. But like Crap was saying, the best way to do it, record it on your phone, email it in to mcmornings@gmail.com. You get the best quality, and you get to re-record it if you didn't like it the first time. So
yeah, right. Absolutely agree, 100%. Yeah, you know what? We didn't get a Def Jam Bam call. We didn't get a Luca voicemail.
Well, you know what, though? But you know what, though? Actually, I want to say I thought about that, and I thought that was really cool. Here we are. I mean, those are regulars on the show, and we love Bam and Luca to death, and I hope to God they call in next week. But nice to see a lot of new callers. Like that meant a lot. And I was glad to see Zalker 87 there win the prize. It just goes to show that like people do win when they call in, like you just said, Crap. So guys, call in, get your voicemails in here. I don't care if we have 30 voicemails. We're gonna run through them all. If the show's got to run a little long, it's got to run a little long. We're gonna make sure we get everybody in.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I agree 100%. You know what? Let's roll. You know what we didn't roll today is the Mooch and Crap theme song. And then we can roll that into the outro, because I always like doing that if that's possible.
If it's okay, Crap, I'm just going to grab the mic real quick on the outro here and just say I want to say happy 4th of July to everybody, because I won't get a chance to see everybody or talk to everybody before the 4th. Enjoy this weekend with family, friends, loved ones. Remember our men and women that served the country and gave us this great independence. And regardless of what people say on Twitter, this and that, the United States is still the best place, in my personal opinion, to live.
America!
Fuck yeah! Somebody get some country music playing behind me and a firework. But today
is our Independence Day.
Enjoy your barbecue, your swimming, playing horseshoes, drinking some beers, and hanging out with the family. Enjoy this holiday weekend, and we'll see you guys next week.
Absolutely. Have some fun gaming and all that kind of good stuff, man. We appreciate it. Hit that like button. Support us. Go check out our stuff on iTunes and just like it there or watch it or whatever as well, because we're trying to get those numbers up as well. Like this stuff. Support us on Patreon. Have a fantastic weekend. A safe one if you're playing with fireworks. Don't be like that guy for the New York Giants that blew his fingers off.
Easy, Crap.
Yeah, be careful, folks. Careful.
And Jay would also like to say that he likes free stuff, so hashtag mooching.
Yes, exactly.
Hashtag
so anything,
mooching. Nice.
Anything we can mooch, we will. And we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
Mooch and crap. They talk about games and no drama smack. Search the web for media ties to catch these ponies in their lives. Look out! Here comes Mooch and Crab. Are they bots? Listen up. They have Mountain Dew in their blood. NeoGaf, Xbox Threads, Crap's got Tendog all over it. Hey there! Here comes Mooch and Crab. From a tweet of Phil, Xbox hate will arrive like the Scorpio. Mooch and Crab, but just in time. Mooch and crap, any gaming do a mooch and crap. YouTube game is their core. A thumbnail is its reward to them. Xbox is one big hangout. Whenever there's a game out, you'll find Mooch and Crap.